Hello there, good morning. Good morning, Bex.
Good morning.
Did you miss me yesterday?
Not at all.
I knew you didn't. I watched a bit of you with Dan. You like this?
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, you're so tall and handsome, Dan.
It's true.
Dan's a really good friend of ours, and I watched a bit. He did a great job.
He did a good job, didn't he?
He locked me in the cupboard, did you know? I was actually here.
He was banging on the wall.
But it's lovely to be back. We've got a brilliant show lined up. We're live, of course, till 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'd love you to be part of the show, because we've got lots of regulars now.
Always.
Yes, so we're live on YouTube and Facebook. You can obviously join the group chat and and message us. Yeah.
If you want to join a chat,
you can do that.
Why not?
But we've still got some of the free gift left. We are down to a few hundred, I will be honest.
Yep.
With every single order today, as long as you use the code YGTV47, you will get these gorgeous tulips and crocus. Do you know, I mean, I did place an order last week, so
did you? Well
I
done.
did two actually.
Very good.
So I've got 2 bags of these. I just think they're gorgeous, don't you?
They really are. I mean, the combination of these two is outstanding, to be honest with you. You've got the Johann Strauss tulips in there, 15 of those bulbs. Now, they're a shorter variety of tulip, which means that they just work so perfectly with that crocus.
Yeah.
Plus, they've got that lovely shape as well, so they marry well. And then it's the colour combination, isn't it? That just, I mean, it looks like a designer collection.
It does. I love that rich kind of yolky yellow in the middle and the pale yellow, and then that crimson underneath. They're gorgeous.
Beautiful.
So you will get this free with every order. If you place 2 separate orders, you get 2 free gifts. So milk the system.
Yeah.
Now, we are still doing free postage, Bex, aren't we?
We are indeed. You just need to get your baskets over that £30 mark. Enter the code YGTV47 and you will get free postage on that order as well. So this is a really good one for us. It makes it just a bit more cost effective, doesn't it?
It really does. Now, I did tune into a little bit of the show yesterday, and I thought, hang on, is that right? I'm sure I saw...
Oh, you're talking about the lavender.
The lavender,
aren't
yeah.
you? Let's do it, because
So-
this you have to put in your basket.
So $3.99, but it's buy one, get one free.
Okay, so when we got sent the show, and I was going through it and I was prepping it, and I was making my little notes, and I put a question mark next to it, because I was like, that has got to be a mistake. There has got to be a typo. It is £3.99 for one, but then it's a buy one, get one free.
That's
so you
really
will get 2
good.
of these for £3.99.
God.
That is just... So
No.
we worked out it's basically a quarter of the price, I think, yesterday we worked out.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous.
And I got mine from YouGarden a few years ago, and they are huge now, and they were amazing this summer.
Lavender is one of my favourite things. I've got a full border of lavender
you
down
have,
the side of the
yes,
driveway.
yeah,
It's one of my
remember.
favourite things. I do absolutely adore it because every year, without fail, it just looks gorgeous. It takes very little care and attention. You get gorgeous, lavender flowers. The birds, the bees, the butterflies adore it. It's humming with life all the way through the summer, and it's drought tolerant. You don't have to keep watering it. Like it does its thing.
It does.
You can create a beautiful border with this because you're getting such good value here. You can multi-order this. If you buy 5, you'll get 5 free. Or if you just want a few of them dotted around, filling in the gaps in the borders, or maybe as one full pot all on its own, it will create that beautiful dome shape that you're getting there. My only tip here, please, is trim your lavender. At the end of the season, I do mine around October time. All you have to do is take the shears and give it a little haircut. Just down to the new growth. Don't go into the woody section. Just to the new growth. Just trim it off because then you get that wonderful mound, that dome shape without the gaps and the legginess.
Having said that, you won't have to trim these for obviously a good while.
You won't need to.
But now is a great time to plant them. I planted mine in November a couple of years ago, and they did amazingly well. And they will be evergreen, of course, throughout the winter as well. So if you need to get your baskets £30, pop those in there. It's a buy one, get one free. Absolutely amazing value, and it was a top seller yesterday.
It was the top seller. You can see why, though, can't you?
Absolutely. It's a really great value there. 510319. But we've also got. Actually, I'm a bit warm, Bex. Can I turn that radiator off?
Yeah, go for
Makes
it.
a change.
It is actually quite toasty in here. It does make a nice change. We saved this one especially for you,
Thank
Shaun.
you very much.
This is the Laura Petalum, the Black Pearl. We did keep this one to the side as a new one to bring in today.
Good,
because
good,
you
good.
actually have this in your garden, don't you?
I do. I've actually got a couple of these in my garden. Absolutely love them. And do you know, everyone comments on them. I have to say, when people walk in my garden, everyone always goes, oh, what are those?
Yeah.
Oh, they're nice. I love the foliage. this gorgeous kind of bronzy brown foliage. But when these flower, and they flower, well, mine flower twice actually. So I got them sort of springtime and I got them in autumn. They are amazing. Some people call the flowers ribbons. You tend to call them ribbons. I call them fireworks.
Yeah.
But we are doing a double up deal today where you get 2 for $19.98. Fully winter hardy, of course, as well.
Fully winter hardy, yeah, absolutely. They do like
gorgeous.
a little bit of a sheltered spot.
Yes.
I know you had an issue, didn't you? Because yours garden's quite windy.
I'll be honest, yeah, I live in the country and we do get strong winds. In fact, I haven't had a lot of sleep because the winds were really bad.
Were they howling last night?
Yeah, seriously. They woke me up. Mine took a bit of a battering last winter, but they did survive.
Yeah.
They just, I'll be honest, they did not look their best by the end of winter, but they came back beautifully in the summer. But they are fully winter hardy. I'd say semi-shade is ideal, so a little bit sheltered. They tend to work nicely, I think, with aces and things like that. Is that a little flower coming?
That is a little flower,
Oh,
yeah.
no
I knew
way.
I'd seen a flower on here somewhere. I was just trying to find
That
it.
really should not be there in November, should it?
Really shouldn't. As you said, you're going to get flowers on here sort of February, March, April time, and then you should get them a second flourish around September, October time. It'll probably be a smaller flourish, but you'll still get them there. But yeah, it gets covered in these beautiful ribbon-like flowers that you have on here. They're so pretty. They really do look like fireworks, ribbons, but it's that contrast, isn't it? That bright pink against that lovely dark foliage.
I don't know why you very rarely see them in the garden centres.
I know.
And I love the way that these actually naturally grow. They kind of meander and cascade. There's something quite calming about them, something quite tranquil. They're just a gorgeous plant. And it has been quite a few weeks since we've had these. 510-045. Loads of you joining us right now. Hello, Daniel's just joined us, I believe.
Would that be the lovely Daniel from yesterday? Good morning, you're right. By the way, these
Daniel will be like, oh, the presenter's got shorter and older from yesterday.
We were talking about your height yesterday.
Listen, I'm not sure. I'm 5'10". That's the average height in the UK.
Is it?
Dan's
He's
just
a bit
tall.
taller.
Yes. You should be grateful to have me back. You got neck ache yesterday.
I
You
did,
like
I was
that?
like
Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Oh.
Good morning, Linda.
Morning, Linda.
You all right?
Linda's pleased to see me back.
They're all
Linda?
pleased to see you.
No, listen, we're only joking. So Dan is a really good friend of both of ours. We've known him about 15 years.
Yeah, he was talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, since he was about 12.
Yeah. Dan used to be a producer years ago.
did?
Yeah. Anyway, enough of Dan. We'll forget about him now.
Right,
Laura Patalan, 510-604.
The other thing to tell you about this is they don't mind a bit of shade either.
No, they don't. No, mine are
mine
sort of semi-shade. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say deep shade. I wouldn't say full shade, but certainly a little bit of shade is not a problem. So if you've got one of those sort of tricky corners that you know is a bit shady, then Laura Patalan, absolutely. Plus, you're getting a double up deal here, so you could actually get 2 of these if you want.
I definitely would.
And they don't grow massive, do they?
No, they're not invasive or anything like that.
No.
Do you know what I was thinking, actually? I've just remembered, I actually potted up 2 of the winter pots with these as well at the pub.
Oh.
Only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, very good.
And they look really nice. I've just got winter bedding around them. I've got some white pansies. I've put some bulbs around them.
White with them would be really nice, wouldn't it? In fact, we had a picture once with it in a white pot because that dark foliage and the white pot and the bright pink flowers. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other Laura Patalan. But still.
Yes.
Same idea.
So, if you want to go for them, they are back today. And honestly, I just cannot recommend them highly enough. The foliage is gorgeous, the flowers are amazing, they grow beautifully, they are evergreen, and they're easy as well.
Yeah.
So just keep them in a relatively sheltered spot, and I think semi-shade is perfect for them.
Perfect, absolutely, yeah.
And they need very. I mean, I've barely ever had to prune mine as well. There was odd branch that got a bit tatty in the winter that I just.
I think that's pretty much the only pruning you need to do. Any sort of tatty or dead or little branches. They don't really need pruning for maintenance or shaping or anything. It would just be to remove anything that's a little bit damaged. That was all. It would be all you'd need to do.
But flower-wise, so you will get flowers springtime, and then quite often you will get a second flourish in autumn as well.
We got a little flower on our plant here. There it is. Look.
I know.
Lovely one there. But
You
as
do
it
get
grows,
you get a lot more than that normally.
As it grows and matures, obviously you're going to get so many of these, just as the pictures are showing you, and that is just so pretty.
And don't forget, it's 1 for $14.99, but for an extra £5, you can get 2 for £19.98. You will pay £4.97 postage, but if you can get your basket to over £30, your postage will be absolutely free, of course. And you will get your free gift with every order, as long as you use the code. What's the code today?
YGTV47, and there's your free postage if you get it over £30 as well.
See. We're on form today, aren't we?
We'll try.
Now
We've got another 2 hours and 50 minutes, so...
yeah, we live till 1 o'clock, and then we are back on Sunday 10 till 2. Don't forget. So, but any questions? If you just want to say hi, we love it when you interact. That's what the show is all about.
Sure.
Now, this is absolutely stunning, isn't it? The Calacarpa.
I know, we fell in love with the Calacarpa, haven't we?
Well, we had one a few weeks ago, but this is a premium variety, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're selling a bigger pot this time than we had previously.
Oh my word, it's stunning, isn't it?
I'm in love with the Calacarpa. I don't have one. I feel like I need one in my garden because this is just so pretty. There's lots of things that go on with this. Right now, I think this is when it's at its most beautiful, but there's other things to tell you about it. So it's a deciduous bush, but when the leaves drop, well, actually, the berries start to form when the leaves are still there. So you get the leaves and the berries at the same time, but when the leaves drop, this is when it really turns into that beauty berry.
It's actually quite magical, isn't it?
It looks unreal.
It does.
And the amount of berries that you get here, just clinging onto those bare branches, this is going to be the standout item in your garden at this time of year. Because those berries are there now, and they'll be there through November and maybe even into December time as well. But then in the springtime, you get these, delicate little pink flowers.
Yeah, there they are.
Look at those, really pretty. And obviously you get the lush green foliage on there too. It's a definite winter beauty though, this one.
God. Now, I'm not getting mad, am I? I did try one of the berries, didn't I? You
did, and it doesn't taste very nice.
No.
They are edible, but I wouldn't, because they're not very nice.
I'm not going to try it again.
No, but the birds will like them.
Yeah.
The birds will love them.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, they're delicious. I tried one, I was like,
it was quite funny.
Yes, I'm not going to do it again.
Your face was...
I know I want to try one again.
He's going to do it again.
No, it's still disgusting.
Yeah. Hasn't changed. This does have...
Actually, no, it's not disgusting. It just doesn't do anything for me.
It's not. It's not like a strawberry, is it?
No. But as you said, the birds will love them. But they look so decorative. And I mean...
They do.
Bexley,
Look at that.
There they are.
That is in the nursery.
Wow.
Like 2 days ago, Stuart went and took that picture. Look how impressive that looks.
Wow.
Now, these can grow quite big if you want them to. We're talking 1.80 m, so that's 5 or 6 feet in height. It'll spread by probably 4 feet as well. So if you want this to fill a border somewhere, how stunning is that going to look when it's at full height with all of those berries on there? That's just going to be absolutely stunning.
God.
But it does respond really well to pruning as well. So if you don't have the space and you don't want it to get that big, you can prune it back and keep it more manageable.
And do you know what? I mean, Christmas is only just over 4 weeks away, isn't it? You may be lucky to still have these berries on at Christmas time, and if you put some twinkly lights on there, that would look amazing, wouldn't it?
It would look really pretty.
It is down by £10, and it is the big... So it's a 3-litre pot. We had the 2-litre pot a few weeks ago, but these are a bit more premium, bit more mature, and they will actually arrive in the coordinating purple pot as well. So that would make imagine getting that as a gift.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be very happy if somebody got me that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Hey, in fact, Mum, if you're watching.
Morning, Carol.
Morning, Mum. Mum keeps saying, what do you want for your birthday?
What do you want?
Yes, and...
You'll have one of these.
She was going to buy me clothes, but I don't know. I bought her some clothes recently, but Mum, if you're watching, I'd love that for my birthday. There you go. Alwyn, good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Alwyn missed me, I'm sure. I missed you, Alwyn.
Alwyn did tune in, but she had to run off somewhere, so she missed the last part of the show. Nice to see you back, Alwyn. Thank you.
Yes. So, hello, Alwyn, and everyone else that has joined us live on YouGarden TV today with Bex and myself, Shaun. Now, I tell you what, when I walked in the studio, and Bex got here a bit before me, so you'd kind of set a lot up. And those two together...
Yeah, purple and orange, it's a lovely combination.
Isn't it? And
purple and orange together.
So imagining that in a bigger pot with some purple, with the purple berries, and then the pumpkin violas surrounding it. That'd look good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love purple and orange as a colour combination.
I do. It really works, doesn't it?
Out. It's gorgeous, yeah. Your viola pumpkin garden ready plants. Let's just show you what we mean by garden ready. We do mean ready for you to plant out. You don't have to pot them on or grow them on or anything like that. You do just plant these straight out into whatever position you want them in, and these can go, I mean, pretty much wherever you want them to. I think they'd be great in the top of a hanging basket. You know, if you've got your...
What are you thinking?
The hanging baskets, the trailing ones that we've done for weeks on end, and I can't remember.
Oh, Panty Wave.
Yeah.
She's had one of those moments again.
I did it yesterday as well. I don't know why. I have brain...
Fog.
That was the word I was thinking of, not the other F
Right.
word.
I can read your mind now, Bex.
Yeah. These would be great in the top of those hanging baskets to fill the top. These are great. Put them into pots as well, so they'll fill pots, or maybe along a border.
I was going to say, like, if your border is looking a bit dead at the moment, a bit dreary. Yeah, and it is so important to have winter colour, isn't it? It's so important.
Yeah, totally. And this is exactly what your violas are about, along with your pansy cool waves and things. This is going to give you that winter colour all the way from now. As you can see, there's loads of flowers on here, and they're going to bloom right the way through the winter, right up until probably about May time. This would be brilliant.
And we are doing a really special deal today.
Yeah.
You can get 10 plants for £9.99, but if you double up, you can get 20 for £14.99. And they are looking, I mean, you can see that they're really healthy.
They are incredibly healthy, luscious, green, gorgeous growth on here, loads of flowers. Once you plant these out, we're still having some great weather, aren't we? So these are really established and just look beautiful.
In fact, we have got, I know it's going to be a little bit colder over the next week or so, but we've got some really nice sunny days.
Like, I adore those days. They're my favourites.
Like a proper sunny winter day.
Yeah, love them.
In fact, I think Saturday is like full sunshine where I live. But I know in the winter quite often you get mixed colours when it comes to bedding, and sometimes block colours work so well.
I really like this as a block colour. I mean,
do.
Obviously, you've got choices. You can do whatever you want, but I think these, or sort of en masse, all together as block colour, will be just really, really pretty, won't they? They'll really stand out.
And of course, violas and pansies are edible.
They are.
Do you know I'm going to try one of these?
You always have to eat a flower, don't you?
I'm going to just
the one,
just to get rid of the taste of that berry.
But this is one of the deepest oranges that you can find as well in a viola.
That's nice.
It's peppery, isn't it? Is it a bit more peppery? I'm not going to eat one.
We've been watching MasterChef a lot recently, and they really do use a lot of flowers, don't they, on the presentation?
Yeah, but it elevates it, doesn't it? It makes it look attractive.
I won't eat them all, though, don't I?
Oh, I'm all full up now. Imagine my lunch. Yum, yum.
Imagine if the head gardener was watching and I just eat all these flowers. He will not be happy. So, they are edible, of course. That's just a little side, a comment on them. But they look beautiful, and they're going to flower all winter long as well. Really brighten up any bed, border, pot, or hanging basket as well. But if you buy 10, you will get 10 absolutely free. I love the colour of those. Really do.
It's a double up deal, so you'll get another 10 for $14.98.
It's brilliant. Did I not say that?
No, you said buy them and get them free.
Did I really? Good, you see? We're a team, aren't we?
Sometimes I'm on it, sometimes
we are.
I'm not.
We help each other out.
We got each other's back. That's
good teamwork. But yeah, 20 plants for $14.99. Now, this is one of your absolute favourites, isn't it?
I adore this. Stuart and I went out and about in the nursery yesterday, so take a little look at what we saw in the nursery. So we've come into the nursery, just have a little look at where the Faxia are living. This is one of my absolute favourite plants. I adore this. There's something about the variegation on the leaves that just really excites me. This is an evergreen plant. It always looks luscious and beautiful. It can grow quite big as well. If you want this to fill a border, it can at ultimate height reach about 2.5 metres height and spread as well. I love that you're getting all of the different patterns on those leaves. I love that it can actually cope with a bit of a shady spot as well. It's going to want a little bit of sunshine if you want that variegation, but if you've got a part shady spot, this is going to be beautiful. Doesn't it feel like you're on your holidays with this one? It's gorgeous. Absolutely one of my faves.
Do you know, I have to say, that high vis looks great on you.
I know, right? I should be wearing that more often.
No, but I mean, jokes apart, we're very health and safety conscious.
We are indeed.
But jokes apart, the Faxias looked absolutely amazing. It's lovely to see them all lined up, isn't it?
I love walking around the nursery and seeing all of those things. And actually, we took that video so that you can see that what we're showing you here is very typical of what you're going to receive. Those ones that were lined up in the potting shed, in the nursery there, those are the ones that will be dispatched and delivered to you.
And it did really give you a great idea of the consistency and the great quality that we do have at YouGarden. Now, I've got Fatsia in my garden, but it's not the variegated variety. It's still lovely. But I have to say, I just love the way that they look great all year round. The leaves look amazing on them, don't they?
They really do, and I feel very like I'm on holiday with these.
Yeah,
definitely. They feel like a tropical plants. They're obviously not. They're winter hardy. They're very hardy in actual fact. You can plant these out. In fact, they have the winter hardy stamp from us, so that means that they have a lifetime guarantee. If they fail to thrive, if they die basically, and you've done everything right in looking after them, then all you need to do is get in touch with our customer services, and we'll replace it free of charge. All you need to do is cover the postage cost to get it out to you. And the reason we point that out is obviously just to give you kind of peace of mind to know that you're shopping with a reputable company and one that cares about the plants and about you.
And when these get mature, mine's actually got flowers coming right now, and they're kind of like white sort of ball shaped flowers. Quite unusual.
You get these kind of creamy white flowers growing on the more mature plants. So once you get this, I mean, maybe you'll get flowers next year, maybe it'll be the year after. They do need to mature a little bit. And you can even get some purple berries on here as well once it matures as well. It does grow well in all gardens, to be honest with you. It's not too fussy about soil, and I've got one of these because I'm told that it is very happy in clay soil as well.
There you go. But honestly, at $14.99, that is amazing value as well. Philip's just asked, have we got any fruit trees? We've actually got some coming up in the show. We've got some duo fruit trees.
Duo fruit trees.
Yeah, so you get two varieties on one tree. And Linda bought the boxwood planters recently. She just asked, are they big enough for her rose patio standard collection? They'd be perfect.
They would be absolutely perfect for those. Yeah, because they're a little bit deeper as well. So I've got the rose collection, and mine are in a slightly shallower pot, which is a problem because sometimes the wind blows them over. The boxwoods are that little bit deeper, so actually I think that's a really good shout.
Yeah, they look really good in those.
Oh, she got the standard viburnum. I'm so jealous. That is absolutely beautiful. I was walking around the studio yesterday and I did say to Dan, is it you that smells nice? It wasn't. It was the viburnum.
No,
it
wouldn't be Dan. So there's
there it is. Honestly, the fragrance coming from that is amazing. True. I'm jealous of that. Well done.
So if you like the fancy of 5109110, but keep those comments and questions coming in on the group chat on, of course, YouTube and Facebook, because we do love it. We really do.
We do.
Now, because I was away yesterday, I didn't get to see quite a few of the plants in real life.
Oh, are we talking about the ferns?
Yeah, I honestly could not believe the price and the quality of these, because you're actually going to get 6 hardy ferns for, I'm right in saying this, under £10.
Yeah, $9.99.
That is absolutely amazing. And I've got quite a few areas in my garden that are shady. I've got a big eucalyptus tree, and I've put lots of ferns under that, and they look fantastic, but I paid so much more for
you can do, absolutely. You are getting 6 different varieties of ferns in this collection here. I mean, they've been specially selected, specially put together to give you a variety of colour, of shades, of heights, of texture. You are getting beautiful colours in here. You're getting the greens, the silvers, the purples, the reds. And with ferns, they really are good problem solvers, aren't they? Because as you're saying about those shady spots or maybe slightly wetter areas, these can be those problem solvers for those areas.
I just think they're really great gap fillers.
Yeah.
They, as we often say, if there's a gap, if you don't fill it, a weed will take that place. And these are fully hardy. Mm-hmm. They're also predominantly evergreen. The odd one's semi-evergreen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But they're predominantly evergreen. And honestly, I just think ferns look absolutely beautiful. Fill in the gaps between shrubs and trees. Great for shady areas and semi-shade. And they do look good all year round. So these are predominantly all evergreen.
They are. And
one of them is semi-evergreen, but they are fully winter hardy.
They are indeed, and they're going to grow to a variety of sizes. So some of them are, 50 centimetre by 50 centimetre. Some will be maybe up to 1 metre in height. If you're worried about, planting these out and getting that height planting correct, don't worry too much. All of the details are on the website, so all of the different names are on there, so you can go and have a look at all of them. We've got things in here. I mean, I'm just going to tell you the common names, but we've got like heart's tongue fern, the Japanese painted fern, the Korean rock fern. I just swallowed my hair. So we've got a few different varieties in there. But what I want to point out to you is that they are labelled here. And you can see there's a letter next to each of them, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you've got the name. And then if I turn the container around, our little mini greenhouse, what you'll be able to see on this side, in these little circles here, are the corresponding letters. So you can see exactly which plant is which. And you can marry that up with the information on the website to be able to know where, to plant them so that you get that height thing going on.
Do you know what? I just love that collection, and
I really like this one. I think this is probably one of my favourite items on the show, actually.
And they'd actually make great centerpieces pieces for your winter baskets, your winter tubs. They'd be absolutely great. But such good value. And do you know what? I used to sometimes buy plants when they were fully mature, spend a fortune, but actually it's obviously far more economical, but it's far more pleasurable to buy a plant this size and to watch it grow.
I love doing that.
Yeah.
I really do. I love watching things grow, and this is part of the reason why we love gardening, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nurturing something and watching it grow into... It's like looking after your babies, looking after your kids. Watch them grow into adults.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it?
It is. That's exactly what it is.
But amazing value. They were one of the best sellers yesterday. And yeah, they're $9.99 for 6. I honestly, because I said I wasn't here yesterday, and I honestly got my prices in my head confused on these, and I thought they were going to be $19.99 for 6.
I think I would be happy with $19.99 for
I
6, but especially when you think what these are going to grow into and how much space they're going to fill. That is, you know.
And actually, if you were just buying the ferns today, you know, and obviously I hope you're putting together a big an order, but if you were just buying the ferns for that $9.99, you're also going to get your spring tulip and crocus mix, because that's your free gift when you use that offer code YGTV47. But you think for $9.99 to get all of those bulbs and the ferns,
and 6 of those ferns, that's
amazing
incredible
value. You know, even if you put in your £4.99 postage, £15 for 6 ferns and all of those. But try and get your basket to over £30. You could put some of the lavenders in there, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any of the items, some compost. But honestly, the value there is phenomenal. And I know a lot of you have been buying the lavender and also the ferns, so great little deals on those as well. But also, now it's November, and there's a lot you can do in the garden in November.
So much we can be doing in the garden in November. Bulb planting isn't
Yeah,
over. You
definitely
can
not.
absolutely be planting your bulbs out. In fact, November is probably the best time for planting tulips out, for example. I did manage to plant out all of my bulbs just last week, but I definitely want to get hold of that free gift, so I'm going to have some more bulbs to plant. I'm not worried because you can be planting bulbs. It's bare root planting season. It's perennial planting season. All of this can still be done right now. And should be.
I've got a magnolia that needs moving, and again, I'm just waiting for the leaves to drop and they get in there, and then we're moving that. So there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
But as Bexley just said, it's definitely a brilliant time to plant bare roots, and we've got some cracking bare roots on the show today. This is our festival mix, and it is our Geranium and Pontentilla Festival mix. 6 bare roots ready to plant now that will come back to life in springtime. They're going to flower all summer long for many, many years to come. Look at those colours, though.
I mean, this is why it's called Festival Mix. It is so bright and bold and beautiful, and as Shaun said, it will flower consistently for you from May right the way through to October. And you've still got your geraniums flowering now, haven't you?
Honestly,
November. Mine unfortunately have gone over, but yours are still going. Honestly, they're so easy to look after because we didn't touch ours at all, did we?
Honestly, I still haven't.
Just don't do anything.
Yeah,
I mean, you should deadhead because that will encourage new blooms to come through. But Shaun and I'll admit we did not deadhead our geraniums at all this year, and they were beautiful. Imagine what they would look like if we had deadheaded them.
I know, yeah.
You definitely should deadhead. Don't do what we've done.
Now, we should say, when you get the bare roots home, they're not going to look beautiful. They're not. They will look like...
they look like aliens,
They
actually.
do, like a twig and roots, you know?
Yeah.
But we promise you, inside there, 6 beautiful plants are just waiting to get started.
But you
next spring and
do need
summer.
to do something with them as soon as possible. You can't leave bare roots.
No.
You do have to pay them some attention and plant them out pretty much as soon as you get them home, because they come to you and they're slightly moist in that bag. What you don't want is to leave them to dry out, because they will die and then they won't flower for you. So you do need to get these in the ground, and it's very easy to do. You're just going to plant them probably 4 inches below the ground surface after you've soaked them for a few hours, and then just dig a hole big enough to fit the roots, plant them, maybe put a little marker in the ground so that you know that you've put something there, so you don't accidentally dig them up. But then next spring they're just gonna come to life,
and
it will come back every year.
All instructions are on the packet in terms of spacing and planting depth, but they're really easy to plant.
Planting depth 1 to 2 inches, planting spacing 2 to 4 inches, bloom time late spring. It always says it on the front of the bag for you, so it's very easy. And you've got 6 in there. In terms of value, now we sold, in fact fairly recently, we sold geraniums, perennial geraniums. We had like the Roseanne, for example, and they were about £12 each. They were, yes.
In a pot.
Yeah.
These are working out £2.50 each. So
this is one of the benefits of shopping with bare roots. It's the cost-effective, it's the gardener's way of shopping for your gardening plants, because you don't have to pay for the pots, the compost, the time it's taken to grow it on and look after it. That all comes at additional cost. This makes it so much easier, so much more cost-effective.
And I just think you get so much pleasure. You know, you'll remember planting that, you know, twig with some roots. And then next summer, you'll look at it and you get this amazing, you know, 6 amazing plants. And you'll be so proud that you did that. That explosion of colour, a true festival. And the geranium, you get 3 of those and then 3 of the protentillers, and they work so great together, don't they?
They do. They're beautiful. It's such a good combination. It's been a firm favourite, this particular item, for many weeks now.
Yeah.
We didn't bring it to you for a few weeks, but we brought it back, and it's still up there. It's still one of the most popular things we're bringing.
By the way, thank you to everybody that's joining us. Got a lot of people watching this morning.
Good. That's always good. It's always lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a nice little community going here.
I did miss you yesterday, but I took my mum away for a few days in Harrogate, so
that was lovely.
It was great. Yeah, we had a lovely time.
She had a nice time, didn't she?
She had a great time. Yes,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we had a lovely time, and we actually did some lovely gardens at Nid Hall in Harrogate. There's some lovely gardens, 45 acres. So yeah, saw a bit of those as well.
I bet you did.
Very nice. Anyway, we have got a peony next. Sarah Bernhardt. I love peonies, but my word, Bex. This is an absolute beauty, isn't it?
It is such a beauty. So Sarah Bernhardt, she was a famous French actress. I believe she was known for her stunning beauty.
Yes.
And this
very glamorous.
is a very glamorous lady. And you can see why this particular peony has been named after her, because this one is really, really beautiful.
Yes.
The gorgeous pinks, the loads of petals in there. Peonies are known for being blousy, aren't they? And beautiful. And they can get quite big as well. Each of those flowers can be, up to 8 inches across. These are really big, beautiful flowers.
And we have got the word giant in the description because of the size of these flowers. But the different layers that you've got in those blooms, the amount of petals that you're getting there, and the different shapes of the petals, just incredible. They're so full, aren't they?
They really are very, very full.
And
you'll get so many flowers on each of these plants.
Do you know, I've got a few peonies in my garden, but none of them are as beautiful as that.
Yeah.
They really are. And again, we are doing a double-up deal, so it's 1 for £9.99, but for an extra £5, you can go for 2 for £14.98. Now, again, it will arrive as a bare root. And look, let's be honest, it's not the most attractive thing. Let's be honest.
It really isn't. I mean, you could mistake it for just a bit of old root, couldn't you? If you dug this up, you'd probably chuck it in the green bin to be taken away. But there is some life in this.
Yeah, there it is.
There, look, we can see the buds starting to sprout from here. Now, the thing with bare roots, there's 2 there.
Yeah.
Now, we do say that they will come with at least 2 or 3. I can see another one around this side as well. There's another one there. So we've got a third one just poking out there. So each one of those is going to turn into a stem for you, which hopefully will then give you a flower. Now, what we will tell you is, it's not going to give you multiple or lots and lots of flowers in the first season. You might get 1, 2, maybe 3 in the first season. But then the subsequent year, you were telling a story about your mum's.
My mum only got 1 or 2 flowers the first year, but I think she got 13 last year.
Yeah, so
year 2 was a lot better.
It's a beautiful thing with your peonies, because you are going to go on that journey with them, but they will just take an extra year to establish. But once they do, my word, it's going to be so beautiful. And the thing with peonies is that they don't like to be moved, do they?
No, they don't.
And this is really why you should buy and plant bare root peonies, because if you bought a potted peony and then put it into your garden, the chances are that it will probably sulk for a year anyway, because it doesn't like to be moved.
Very good point.
So this is definitely the way to buy your peonies.
Do you know, I'm really tempted with that today.
I know, that was really pretty, isn't it?
Because I've got to say a couple of peonies, but they're nowhere near as beautiful as that. So it is the giant peony, the Sarah Bernhardt. Buy 1 for £9.99 or buy 2 for £14.98. Now, no surprises, the ferns we think are going to absolutely fly today. 6 for £9.99. Amazing. Do you know, I did check the reviews earlier as well, and pretty much all the reviews on these were 5-star.
5-star positive reviews. Yeah, because they 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 fill gaps, they solve problems, they deal with those shady areas. You know, they're excellent at filling those problems, and you get these lovely leaves and texture and colours from this particular collection because it's a specially selected 6-piece collection, each of them being individual to give you the greens, the silvers, the purples, the red foliage that you've got there, and all of them are different textures and slightly different sizes as well. Some of them are going to grow 50 by 50 centimetres, some of them grow up to 1 metre in height. You don't need to worry about that, by the way. All the information for each of the varieties is detailed on the website. It tells you all of the names of them and the sizes they're going to grow to, and on the packaging it is labelled so that you can see which one is which. So, you know, when you're planting them out, you don't want to put the short one at the back, you want to put the tall one at the back. So don't take them out of the packet until you've worked that out.
But what I can honestly say is, if you've got gaps between your shrubs and your trees, put ferns in there, because that just keeps the weeds away, you know, fills in the gaps, and it just gives you a beautiful look. It really does.
Every one of these, by the way, has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. So they've all been trialled, they've all been tested, they are proven performers in our UK gardens, and I think pretty much, because the UK is obviously far spread, I think pretty much every area of the UK, these are going to be absolutely fine.
And they are predominantly evergreen as well. One of them, or one or two of them, might be semi-evergreen, but they are predominantly evergreen as well, but all fully wind hardy. But they are going to go really quickly. You will get your free gift. Don't forget, there's gorgeous tulips and crocus, which are worth $9.99. All you need to do is put in that code, which is this week, YGTV47. And also Bex's Fatsia, you saw it out in the nursery earlier.
We're going to rename it that. Bex's Fatsia.
Yes.
Bex's Fatsia. Let's make sure we get the ear on the end.
Yes. And you get that today at just $14.99. It is the variegated variety, and it is absolutely stunning. I think you'll agree. Gorgeous foliage. Mature plants will flower. They get quite unusual flowers. They're like they're kind of like creamy white, almost like mini golf balls. They're quite unusual. Predominantly these are grown for the foliage, and they can grow to good heights over a period of time as well. 510 910, absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you are somebody that's quite observant with our pricing, if you were going to buy the Choicer last week, you'd have paid a little bit more, because we've actually brought the price down.
We have. I don't know why, but we have. I like it.
We like it. It's $11.99 now. Best price we've ever done on this one.
Yeah, that's really good, because look at the size that you're getting here as well. Really well-established, big plant that we're talking about. And this is a stunner. This one is absolutely beautiful. It's known as the Mexican orange. And that's because once it gets this beautiful display of flowers on here, which, I mean, it gets covered in these flowers, what you get is the most gorgeous citrus orange scent from these. It's one of the most dazzling of the choicier varieties that you can get, because there's so many varieties. You know, there's loads of choices you can get. I've got one. It's nowhere near as beautiful as this. It doesn't get completely covered in these flowers. It is gorgeous, honestly. Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. Plus, it's got that evergreen foliage on there. But it's when you get those flowers, and hopefully you'll get 2 flushes of those. They'll come in springtime, sort of April, May. But you might get in, late summer, sort of August, September, another flush of those flowers as well.
But the foliage alone is really...
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's really pretty.
It reminds me of something. I can't think what. It's beautiful, though. Yeah, maybe it looks a bit herb-like. I don't know. I like it, though. It's really interesting.
And these do look good all year round. They are evergreen.
Evergreen,
bear in mind, it's late November today, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's buds on here.
I know, which is a bit weird.
It is a bit odd.
But
I think they're sort of going, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think those were buds on there.
I mean, honestly, I watch in my garden before I came to work, and I mean, there's still some really strange things that are flowering and looking good. I mean, it's amazing. Although we are forecasting a few frosts, I think, later in the week.
Yeah, so, I think all of those things that are out of season flowering, they're going to go very soon, aren't they?
They'll suddenly go, oh, actually, it is winter.
Oh, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done now. I'll come back next year.
Yeah, but this is a really great buy, seriously, $11.99. Bear in mind, it will flower next springtime, and you end up with this massive white flowers, and as Beck said, the fragrance is just incredible.
It's gorgeous, and it's one of the most prolific flowering varieties of Choicea. So if you've wanted a Choicea,
I agree.
Go with this one.
Yeah. I know some friends of mine in my village, Malcolm and Penny. Good morning, Malcolm and Penny. I don't think they're watching today, but they've got one of these, and I saw it last spring, and it was amazing.
I bet.
It was just this ball of white, and you could smell it almost as you walked in the garden, you know. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Actually, Olwyn, I know Olwyn because her husband is sort of partially sighted, so she bought the Sarcococca because it's got that gorgeous scent to it. I wonder if maybe Olwyn, do you have one of those?
My mum's partially sighted. She got macular degeneration, so it depends on the light, what she can see and what she can't see. But you're right, we've kind of changed her garden a bit, and fragrance is so important.
Well, it's lovely that you can do that, isn't it? You know, in the garden, it's quite interesting. It's not just about what you can see.
Well, Adam Woolcott, you've not seen him on the show for ages, but I know he's doing a few shows next year, but he's a multi-award-winning gardener at Chelsea, and him and his partner, they did a whole sensory garden, didn't they?
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
And they won a Silver Guild, I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw, it was the year before last, but yeah.
Now Elaine's just messaged in. She's saying, does it remind me of the Coreopsis, the moonbeam?
Yes, maybe Elaine.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's lovely. We've got people watching all the time. You know how much I love that moonbeam, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
I did adore that one. In fact, I'm sure I planted that.
Do you know, we've had so many nice plants.
I think I planted that.
And we had so many nice plants.
So many.
Yeah. But that choice, we have brought the price down to the lowest price we've done so far, $11.99. So do grab that while you can. 511002. We've only got a few hundred of the free gift. You know, we're not talking thousands of the free gift. So do bear that in mind. And we've still got a live show on Sunday.
Yes, we have.
So, you know, do make sure you get your free gift today because it's a really, really good one. But lots of orders already going through for our lavender. So it's only $3.99, but it's a buy one get one free.
It's a buy one get one
So
free,
good.
and the usual price is $7.99. So essentially, we're saying it's like a quarter of the price.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's just amazing, and
It really is.
It's amazing, and this is the lavender hidcote. So this is your English lavender.
Yeah.
This is named after that, famous garden it's in the Cotswolds, isn't it? Hidcote Garden. I haven't been there.
I haven't either.
I'd quite like to go there and visit that. Yeah, go on.
Well, just say I've got both English lavender and French lavender in my garden, and I must admit the hidcote just tend to do a bit better. It just seems a bit easier.
Does it?
I don't know, just be me.
I don't know what variety I've got in my garden.
I've definitely got this one because I got it from YouGarden.
I don't know which one I've got. I'll have to find out. But do you know what? It smells lovely right now.
Do you know what I'm going to try and do?
That foliage, actually, because it's not just the flowers, and this is something I think people don't realise. The foliage actually smells amazing as well.
Just bear with me at home because I'm just going to get a picture of my lavender because I got it from
I should have taken a picture of my... Anyway. Yeah, so with lavender, and I do think every garden should have a little bit of lavender in their garden somewhere, whether it's just to fill a little gap or in a pot or something, because not only are you getting gorgeous fragrance from this, but it's such an easy plant to look after. Plus, you are going to invite the bees and the butterflies into your garden, and, we know as gardeners that is beneficial for our gardens, it's beneficial for the planet in order to do that.
Of course it is.
Now, my lavender that I've got, a whole line of it lining the driveway. It's probably, 4 metres long. Every single year, that thing fills me with delight. It is gorgeous. That's what it looks like. It does give that display, and it gives it so easily. Right the way through from, it normally starts around sort of early June time, you get those flowers there, and it will keep going right the way through to September, October time. And you don't need to do too much to it. You don't need to water it. You do occasionally if it's a really hot, dry summer, of course, but it is quite drought tolerant, so it's not one you need to, mollycoddle and look after.
And it actually will survive in relatively poor soils. The one thing I will say, it does not like to be waterlogged.
No, that's true, yes, because it actually quite likes to be a little bit on the dry side, for sure.
Do you know, I can't find mine. I'm so annoyed.
But you can use them as cut flowers as well. I was talking about this with the lovely Dan yesterday.
Who? Lovely Dan.
Lovely Dan.
I hope you said lovely Shaun's not here.
Sure. I used the lavender, which did I cut it from my garden? No, I cut it from my mum's garden. I used the lavender as table displays for my wedding, so I cut bouquets of that and tied them and put them into little pots for wedding displays.
Right, Stu, I found a little video. If I send it to you now, Stu, would you be able to play it, or should I play it on the iPad? Right.
I was going to send it and see.
Yeah. Sorry, I just thought it was so nice, and I got mine from YouGarden.
Airdrop it.
Airdrop it, yeah.
Yeah, because then you get better quality.
Oh, hang on, how do I do that?
Go back here, look.
Oh.
Airdrop.
No people found.
It'll pick Stuart up in a minute.
Will it? Oh, God. Oh!
Press Stuart's on it. There we go.
This is clever.
It's clever, this. It's because then it doesn't compress the image and you get a better quality image. So clever.
Sent. There we go. So
We'll bring that up for you in a second. So
I just want to share
lavender.
because some of you know, but me and my other half, Jay, we built. Well, we bought a house, knocked it down, rebuilt.
Yes.
Absolute nightmare. But we designed the garden and planted it pretty much ourselves. And I wanted a formal garden at the front, so I did a whole bed of lavender from YouGarden. And mine was smaller than that, actually.
Yeah, I think mine was smaller.
Mine were the plug plants.
It's amazing how quickly it actually establishes.
Yeah.
You know, very quickly it establishes and grows and gives you those kinds of displays. Yeah. It's so clever.
And they are, as Bex has been saying, they're so easy. You know, if you can put them in a sunny position, they are drought tolerant. They don't mind poor soils. The bees and the butterflies will absolutely love them, and the value today is incredible. Now, I'll be honest, I don't want you to pay the £4.99 postage if you can help it. So if you get your basket to £30, what I would do, even if you just want the lavender, get some compost, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But if you can get your order to over £30, then you will not pay any postage. Now, if you want to be really cheeky, you could just buy a couple of lavender, you get your free bulbs, and
I mean, you could quite happily. And you could easily get, so if you want to create a display like that, perhaps you want to line a pathway or a border, you could buy 10 of these and get 10 free, and that would take you to
really good.
30, and you'd be over the mark, so you would get the free postage as well.
They are lovely in pots as well, because you've got to bear in mind, they are evergreen, so they will, you know, that in the sense of a pot with some, in fact, I think the pumpkin viola could look quite nice.
It could, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the thing is, you wouldn't have the purple and the orange at the same time because the flowers would be there.
They'd probably.
But you'd have the foliage and you'd have the foliage and the violas.
I think the orange would look nice against the silvery leaves.
Do you know what? We very rarely talk about that actually, and that's quite an important one because the foliage on it is really, really beautiful. I love that silvery foliage.
Is.
Yeah.
But honestly, amazing value. They are selling it pretty.
Now.
Do you think that it wasn't a mistake, was it, the price?
Apparently not.
No? Okay.
But I did question mark it.
No, fine.
I marked it on my sheet. Big question mark next to it. Like, are we sure? Are we sure this is the price?
But a lot of orders coming in for that. 510319. And I will show you, we just... Stu's going to be messing around with that video, making it look even better, so I'll share that with you a little bit later on. Right, so our next rose is a very special rose, and it's called Rose Little Sid. Now, have you been watching MasterChef?
I have been watching it. I love watching MasterChef. The only problem is when I watch it, I get really hungry, so I have to make sure I've eaten my tea beforehand.
So right. Now, the reason we're mentioning MasterChef is because this is, of course, the wonderful Greg Wallace from MasterChef. Such a great presenter, such obviously a great chef. Just really, really lovely to see him on the TV. But the reason why we've got a picture of him on the screen right now, this rose is called Little Sid, and it's named after his little boy, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely little boy, little Sid, who
there he is.
He has autism. I believe he's non-verbal, autistic. But Greg is the ambassador for the charity Ambitious About Autism, obviously because he's got a son with autism. But the incredible thing about this rose is that £5 of the sale of this rose, which is 25%, that's a really significant amount, is going to be donated to that charity. So I think if you love this rose and you want to have this rose in your garden, you can also pat yourself on the back and know that you have given an amazing donation to that charity as well. And it's a beautiful rose, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, it's the perfect red rose, and it's going to flower abundantly throughout the summer for many, many years to come. Angela, who we both worked with for many years, she taught me about plants telling stories, and I remember saying to her, she said, when you walk around your garden, you want to look at every plant and think about where it came from, what it means to you, what its history is, and that's a big part of the pleasure that I get walking around the garden. I'll think, oh yeah, that was a cutting from one of my mum's plants, and that was one that my best friend bought me for my 30th birthday. You sort of walk around. So this has got such a lovely story. £5 will go towards Ambitious About Autism. That's with every single purchase. Yeah. I'd say it's a gorgeous rose. It is a bare root, so again, just to remind you, this is how it arrives. Give it a good soak. So soak it for 1 or 2 hours. I mean, I'll be honest, I've sometimes soaked mine overnight. Have you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It does want a good drink because that kind of, it sort of wakes it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's dormant right now.
It's going to be a bit thirsty.
Yeah.
If it's in a pot, just use a really good compost. If it's going in the ground, make sure you dig a big enough hole, at least twice the width of the roots. I'd say bigger, actually. Make sure that the ground in the bottom of the hole is nice and, forked over, so it's nice and loose, I should say. And then, lately, Bex and I have both been using mycorrhizal, our root grow. And cannot recommend it highly enough.
Yeah, it's really clever. It's great. I mean, use this definitely for planting out into borders, but particularly if you're planting into pots, because what this does is it adds kind of the natural fungi into the ground. It keeps that ecosystem going in the pot. But what it does is it helps to create that secondary root system, so you get a stronger, healthier plant ultimately. There's a lot of science behind it.
I'll be honest, I used to use blood, fish and bone, and I still will if that's what I've got. But if you can stretch to mycorrhizal, the root grow, it's really, really good, and you see that.
Yeah, and that'll last you a long time.
I've got their name on the front of that.
Yeah. I mean, anything that RHS have put their name to, because apparently they know something about plants.
Yeah, I think they do actually.
They might.
But all the instructions will come with this as well. But
it's all on the back here.
Yeah, but honestly, that will go into the most beautiful rows, and say £5 of every purchase will go towards Ambitious About Autism. So it's a great charity to support, that one.
I love it. And the rose itself is just absolutely beautiful. Repeat flowering, gorgeous kind of clusters of flowers on there. Nice, bushy, compact habit. So actually, if you are planting it into a pot, this would be a perfect one. This one stays a bit more compact than other rose varieties.
And I just think there's something really positive about the colour. It's bright, it's upbeat, do you know what I mean?
To be honest, whenever I think of a rose, like the first thing that comes to my head is a red rose. Obviously there's so many varieties, and actually when I say that, my first rose was not a red rose, it was the Arthur Bell, it was the yellow rose. But when I think of a rose, I just think of it's the first one I think of is a red rose. I feel it's really classic. And it's supposed to stand for love and passion and things like that, so, that's kind of lovely, isn't it?
Well, let us know if you are buying that rose today. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah. And it may be that, a member of your family has got autism, or, it could be a friend, whatever. We'd love to hear your own stories, but a great charity and a gorgeous rose. Little Sid there at £19.99. Now, something really unusual next.
Yeah, from the beautiful to the weird and wonderful. Yeah, the Fritillaria.
You like a bit of weird and wonderful.
I love weird and wonderful. It's my favourite. Yeah, honestly, I just think this one is a stunner. It's a showstopper. It's a head turner. Oh. This is just so beautiful. It's kind of majestic as well. It's known as the Crown Imperial.
And what we're really pleased about, it's been actually selling really well. So I think a lot of you want the weird and wonderful. Now, I've never grown these before, but it is the Fritillaria Orange or the Crown Imperial. They're big bulbs, almost about a similar size to maybe an Amaryllis.
Yeah.
And the actual flower stems, they grow quite tall. They can be about 1 metre, can't they?
Yeah, they can be about 1 metre in height, absolutely. And this is what you're going to get from that ugly bulb right there, is that stunning, majestic beauty here, reaching about 1 metre in height, and you'll get this, so you get the chunky kind of copper-coloured stem, which holds that cluster of downward-facing orange flowers on there.
They're almost like bells, aren't they?
They are, but very bell-shaped, yeah. And then you get this tuft, this crown of foliage on the top as well. I just think it's so unusual, so weird-looking, but wonderful. And I love the colour at the top of the flowers as well. Look, that kind of purpley colour you're getting there. It's just so interesting.
And if you've got maybe like a Mediterranean corner of your garden where you've got, palms and things like that, it would look magnificent.
Really would. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well, which, considering this looks so exotic, you wouldn't think that it would be a sort of proven performer, but it absolutely is.
And it is fully winter hardy.
It is, yeah.
That's what surprises me.
Yeah. So this can go into your pots, it can go into borders, it really doesn't matter. You can put it out wherever you want to. It does want a free draining soil though, so I would recommend that.
So that's why Bex has planted hers in clay.
In my clay.
Let's see how it does.
I'm so contrary, aren't I? Like, why have I done... I put some compost in with it, but ultimately I'm not sure it's going to do very well. So
do you know, sometimes with gardening you just got to try.
You got to try. Yeah. But if you've got heavy clay soil like me, maybe stick it in a pot.
Yeah. But you can double up on that as well. It's 2 large bulbs for $9.99, or if you want to double up, you get 4 large bulbs of Crown Imperial Fritillaria for £14.98. Full sun would be best, I presume?
Yeah, I think full sun for this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go shade. It's going to want at least sort of, I mean, when we say full sun, we're normally meaning sort of at least 6 hours worth of sunshine in a day.
It's weird, isn't it? Sometimes you just look at plants and you kind of know where they'd like to be. And
that one definitely wants a bit of sun, doesn't it?
Right, our next amazing offer for you right now is some gorgeous hellebores. And first of all, I mean, I love hellebores, but this particular variety, oh my word, it's been bred to really outperform in terms of its flowering capability. Look at the buds on here. They're smothered, aren't they? Look at this.
Totally smothered. Yeah, it's the Christmas Carol variety, which was bred for more flower power, so more flowers and longer flowering season, and you can certainly see that with the one Shaun's showing you.
Do you know what? We actually had these on last week's show, and in a week, the amount of new buds that have come, I mean, honestly, is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, bred to really, really perform on the flowering fronts. But also the flowers are a little bit more upright than, a lot of hellebores, they nod downwards.
Yeah.
Whereas these are more upright.
They are, and so they're called the Christmas rose because, I mean, they do have something of a sort of old rose look to them, don't they? But they're out and they're in bloom now, and they flower for you right the way through the festive season. So December, January, February, March, these are going to be in flower for you. So these can be used as your lovely table decorations at Christmas time. Put them in a beautiful pot, tie a ribbon around them, and it will make a gorgeous table decoration. We were saying potentially if you're hosting Christmas, what a lovely then gift to give to people as they leave. Here you go. Have a nice Christmas. This is a gift for you to take away. They're really
actually
pretty.
Right, just wrapped up with a little bow.
Little bow on them. Yeah, here goes a little gift for when they leave. But you could have them indoors over the Christmas period and then plant them out into your borders afterwards. They don't grow massive, so you could always keep it in a pot if you wanted to. It's evergreen, so it will always look luscious. And then you could keep bringing it in every year as your table decoration.
They're also really good at self-seeding as well. So if you let the flowers form seed pods, they're really good at producing little baby plants as well. Great, obviously, in a shady spot. So I've got a big eucalyptus and I've got ferns under there and hellebores, and they do really, really well there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But one of the most beautiful winter flowering plants you're ever going to find in your garden, and particularly love this variety because of its prolific flowering, because of the fact that it produces so many flowers, and the fact that those flowers are more upright as well. Really good quality. In fact, just want to show the roots on these.
Go for it. I like the way the flowers kind of turn a pink.
Yeah,
as they age, they sort of have this lovely blush pink colour to them. So you get that lovely bright white, but then as they age, they go there.
They're absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? And you are getting a £10 saving as well. But yeah, really good roots. Can see there.
Yeah, excellent.
Hellebores, by the way, they don't particularly like being moved, so try and find a forever home when you plant those.
Yeah, I haven't moved mine, to be honest. So I plant it out into the border. It's more than happy at the front of the border, and that's where it's going to stay.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone that's ordering and watching, by the way. It's lovely to be back in the potting shed.
It's nice to have you back. We did miss you, really. We did, honestly.
Dan
was lovely, but, it's nice to have you back.
Yeah, you don't always want to be with a tall, dark, handsome man like Dan, do you? Who wants that? Anyway.
Where are we going? This way. Compost.
Oh, this is my lavender. Yeah, so that's
Oh, your garden is amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's so like, so I did these formal borders. And,
look at that.
And they were literally, we did all of that from scratch. And those lavender, I swear to you, were a similar size to what you're getting. And they're only...
Love that. It's that buxus you've got down the front as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But the lavender actually... it's been in there 3 years, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been in there 3 years. But I planted it in November. I remember planting it in November, and it was a pretty miserable day. Took a long time to plant, obviously, because I did the whole lot. But that's what it looks like 3 years later.
That's amazing,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So I'm really
beautiful.
pleased. So
it gives you that lovely, as you say, that formal garden you're looking for. It can work really nicely in a kind of more messy cottage garden style.
Totally.
But if you want that formal style, you can get that, can't you?
But it does, as Bex look great just in a cottage garden.
Love that.
I say I've got different areas of my garden, so I've got some bits are really natural. I've got a tropical area, but I wanted formal at the front.
Nice.
I watched a lot of Gardener's World. I was like, I want all these different types of garden.
I want to do that. I want to do that rose border thing. Mine are all just normal borders down the bottom, but actually, what I want to do is get some and tier them.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Your garden's already lovely, but it's quite a good size, actually.
It's a good size. Yeah, there's a lot I can do once the kids aren't there playing football. But not that I'm wishing them out of the house yet.
But even if you've got a small garden, yes, I've lived in many different houses and flats, even with little balconies, you can do amazing things with the smallest of spaces.
You really
Sometimes
can.
It's easy to make a small garden look good, actually, because you can keep on top of it.
Yeah.
But whatever you're planting, whatever you're growing, we highly recommend our premium professional compost. And honestly, we have thousands of orders go through this for this on a very, very regular basis. You are getting 100 litres for $24.98. Postage is included as well. And it honestly is, it's a compost pretty much for everything, from seeds right the way through to trees. And I know we do wax lyrical about it, but it is incredible. It really is.
Good. It's so good. If if there's plants that are struggling, I had a house plant that was struggling, I repotted it in this, all of a sudden it's doing brilliantly. This really can turn you into a better gardener, basically, because it's filled with some of the best ingredients, the ingredients that your plants are going to absolutely adore and love living in. One of them is the slow release fertilizer. This is that little green ball. There's loads of them dotted throughout here, evenly distributed, but that is a slow release, and it means it's going to feed your plants as and when they require the feed. We're not going to stop liquid feeding, of course. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to do that regularly throughout the summer months, and you do yours a little bit during the winter, as and when necessary. But this is clever because the plants take them as and when they need it, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, what we've also got in here is a few different types of peat. There's black and white peat in here, but it makes up less than 50% of the volume of the compost, which has been reduced over the years to keep up with those environmental issues. Another one is that composted wood fibre. Now there, you can see all those fibres throughout there.
And that gives it great texture, doesn't it?
It really does. It's lovely and light and airy. Look at the texture of this. Now, as I ball it up and make it into a nice compact, tight ball, look at what happens as I just gently sort of release that. Now, what that means is that roots can get in here and they can grow. There's space for them to grow. It's not like trying to get into my clay soil where they're like, oh, it's like a brick wall to them. The roots can actually get in there and spread. And if they can spread, it means they can form a really strong root ball, which is vitally important when it comes to dealing with pests, diseases, or differing weather conditions, because a strong root structure means you're going to have a stronger plant.
Of course, because those roots they're searching for the water, for the nutrients, and supporting that plant. The difference you get with our premium compost is huge, and I can honestly say I think pretty much overnight it turns you into a better gardener.
Yeah.
And I know, let's just talk about the price, because we're not going to lie to you and say we're the cheapest compost you'll ever find. We're not. But we truly believe we are the best. And if you break down the value, so you're going to get 100 litres for $24.98. Now, I went to a big, one of the big sheds, as we call them, the big DIY stores that have the garden department as well. And their average price was £9 for 50 litres. So 100 litres would be £18. So you could say, OK, we're £7 more. But then bear in mind, we give you free delivery. So you're not having to pay for petrol, having to spend time parking. Getting compost on the trolley is a bit of an effort in itself, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because you got to. I don't know about you, but I can never seem to find any staff anywhere nowadays.
No, and the bags are wet, they're dirty, so you end up getting it on your clothes.
Imagine in November, getting a bag of compost down, or lugging it on the trolley, then another one. You're right.
Yeah.
And then chances are one of them's got a split in it, or your trolley's got a dodgy wheel. So there's all that hassle, but also we are going to include £10 worth of free bulbs as well.
Absolutely. The spring tulip and crocus mix, if you put that code in YGTV47, these will automatically be added to your basket. So if you take £10 off that price straight away, we're
certainly our value is really great.
Yeah, we're really, really competitive.
And if you are a club member, you will actually get 10% off your compost price today. Now, if you're not a club member, let's tell you a little bit about it because it is brilliant. It is called the YouGarden Discount Club. We've got tens of thousands of members. We've got an offer on currently where if you go for auto renewal, so basically it will automatically renew unless you contact us in the next 12 months, which would be fine if you wanted to stop it. But that is normally £20. It's down to £5. Or you can go for the 1-year membership, which is for 12 months only, which is £10. My advice is to go for the auto renewal because not only do you save more today, but if you actually look at the small print, it says, plus the price will never go up. So if you become a member and continue to be a member with us, you will only ever get charged £5 a year. But what does the discount actually give you? What does the discount club give you, I should say? Well, first of all, you get 10% off every plant and accessory order. And that accessory order includes things like compost, for example, today. You'll also get £5 off every outdoor living and gifts order. We've got some great Christmas gifts on our website. How about this? You'll actually receive £20 of YouGarden vouchers that you can use throughout the year. You can use one every 3 months. So that is almost like getting £20 worth of cash back. And also you'll receive exclusive offers, competitions and expert advice. Now, in terms of how to join, it's really easy. You can actually do it at checkout. So if you've got a basket together right now, as you check out, it will actually show you how you can save more money by joining the club. You just click on and the club membership will automatically go into your basket. In fact, I'll show you that right now. So we've put together a basket. So it says there, join our club today and save £4.40. So we're going to do that, add to the basket, and there you go. We've actually saved our club membership. It was £5 and we've saved £3.40 in one go. So it really is worth joining. And over the years, you could potentially be saving hundreds and hundreds of pounds. But for those of you that have just joined us, a very, very good morning. Welcome to YouGarden TV. We're in our potted shed. We're live till 1 o'clock. What's your favourite today, Bex?
Am I only allowed to pick one?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm going to go with the Hardy Fern collection, actually. And that's a really hard choice. It's like picking my favourite child, which I don't have, obviously. Obviously. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Hardy Fern collection today, just because I think it's a really good selection of ferns in there. You get a variety of colour, you get a variety of, textures, plus it deals with some of those problem areas in your garden. They're all Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit winners, which is brilliant. The majority of them are evergreen. I think there's 1 or 2 that might be semi-evergreen, but it does mean that you're going to get like kind of year-round interest going on in your garden. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Although there is that Fatsia right next to it, which I also adore.
But do you know what I'm going to go for?
I totally snuck in a second.
I knew you would. I'm actually going to go for the Rose Little Sid because and it's such a great charity, and because obviously £5 goes towards Ambitious About Autism. But funny enough, yesterday evening, I was walking through Stamford. I bumped into a lady called Sarah who used to do the cooking shows on our previous shopping channel.
Okay,
do you
yes,
remember?
I do.
I can't remember Sarah. I think she was called Sarah Moore.
Was it Moore?
I think it was Moore. Sarah Moore. But anyway, we used to work with her. She was our kitchen expert.
A bit of a flashback.
And do you know why I really want to talk about the rose? Because Sarah, I said, what are you doing now? And she said, I'm a teacher, a teaching assistant. Right. And she was working with a guy who was, I think he was 16, who had severe autism, and she was saying how brilliant, like he was incredibly bright, and she was just saying how rewarding it was working with him and what a great time she was having.
Lovely.
And she was just so pleased to change career and to be helping children, you know. So
that's amazing.
anyway, it just really emphasise to me how important that rose is.
Yeah.
So that is a rose, little Sid. And remember, £5 of your 99 time will go towards Ambitious About Autism, a charity that Greg Wallace supports and is an ambassador for. But I'll tell you what my other choice was going to be, Bex.
Go on.
The lavender.
Obviously.
Yeah, God. So this is, look, this is amazing value. I know I showed you my sort of formal garden earlier full of lavender, but you don't need a formal garden. You can just do this, you know, have it along your pathway. But this is, I planted this 3 years ago. And my lavender was from YouGarden, and it was, I think it was slightly smaller than the ones you're getting today. But that's what it looks like 3 years ago. And honestly, the bees and the butterflies, they had a complete summer party there. They really did. So it's a buy one, get one free, 510319 at £3.99. Then we've got our Fatsia for you next. And this is the Fatsia japonica, the castor oil plant known as spider's web. It's beautiful. It's incredibly gorgeous in terms of the leaf, isn't it, the foliage? I mean, it will flower, a mature plant does flower. They're not really grown for the flowers. I mean, they're attractive and they come in the winter time, but it is all about the foliage, those absolutely amazing leaves. And so this one is variegated, so it makes it that little bit more special. I think they're like a sort of semi-shade, slightly sheltered area, so they're great in a corner of a garden, but they do add interesting architecture all year round. 510910 at $14.99. Now, Bex also chose the ferns as one of her favourites today, and honestly, the price of these is incredible. Bearing in mind, you're going to get 6 of them, and they're fully hardy, so they're winter hardy. They are predominantly evergreen. The odd one may be semi-evergreen, but they are predominantly evergreen, and they will obviously love a shady spot. They're great at filling in gaps of ferns. So if you've got beds and borders with lots of shrubs and trees, and there's those awkward gaps where certain things struggle to grow, try ferns in there. Because if you're filling in the gaps, you are suppressing the weeds, of course, as well. All 6 of those, fully winter hardy, at just £9.99. And then it is bare root planting season. I know we're into November, but it's still a great time to plant bulbs and your bare roots. And these are the geranium and portentilla festival mix. So you're going to get 6 bare roots. Works out about £2.50 bare roots. So phenomenal value for money. You plant these now. Really easy to plant a bare root as well. You don't need to dig a huge hole because of the size of them. They will look, I'll be honest, they won't look particularly attractive when you first receive them. They're twig roots. But honestly, they will grow into something absolutely beautiful. So they'll start to sort of poke their heads through the ground. Springtime, you start to get leaves coming through, and then they will flower all summer long for many, many summers to come. So amazing value, great time to plant those now, 580,039. Now, I'm really delighted that so many of you have gone for the peony. I've got this on my list today. Do you know what? I've got peonies and I love them, but they look a bit plain compared to these. Because these are really, I mean, look at the shape of them. They're known as giant peonies, by the way, so they're really big flowers, but there are so many petals and layers to the Sarah Bernhardt. A very famous French actress known for her glamorous roles, rather. So this peony is absolutely perfect to say bear her name. So plant it now. Again, it's a bare root. You will get some flowers next springtime, sort of May time, but give it a few years and you'll just get a mass of flowers, and they will be the giant ones as well. So you can either go for 1 for £9.99 or you can double up and go for 2 for £14.98. 580,033. Then we also brought you a really exotic bulb. This is the Crown Imperial Fritillaria Orange. Really exotic, isn't it, this one? So these will actually grow to around about 1 metre in terms of height. They produce these tall stems where you've got orange, and like burnt orange actually, flowers just draping downwards, so facing downwards, almost like little bells. And then you've got this fabulous crown of green foliage on the top. So they're striking, they're bold, they're beautiful, they have got flair, and something a little bit different for your garden. 2 large bulbs for £9.99, or you can double up and go for 4 bulbs for £14.98, 630 040. Then we brought you the hellebores. Oh my word, these are stunning. So this one is a special variety known as the Christmas Rose. Christmas Carol actually is this particular variety. And what it's been bred to do is just produce so many flowers, basically. So it is a prolific flower. And I love the fact that the flowers are a little bit more upright than certain other hellebore varieties. You know, many have got the flowers that sort of just face downwards, which is really attractive, don't get me wrong, but these are a little bit more upright. And I love the way that the flowers actually change colour slightly as they mature. So sometimes you get little bits of green in there, little bits of pink as well. Lovely Christmas gift for somebody. And obviously they do flower now all the way through the winter months. 560054. You get 3 of those, all in 12 centimetre pots, covered in buds and flowers for just £19.99. But don't forget, you do need today to get your free gift. You definitely need to put in your code YGTV47, because every single order today will get these gorgeous free gift. I have crocus and tulips. And I just think out of all the free gifts we've done since we launched, just amazing in terms of the flowers, the shape of the flowers, the colour of the flowers, and that gift is worth £9.99. So whatever you order, just pop that code in YGTV47 and you'll get that gift absolutely free. But we are down to a few hundred of those now. Not thousands, just a few hundred of those. 600 244. Hopefully we'll have enough for Sunday, but not going to guarantee it. Now, I was away for a few days with my mum. We had an early celebration because she's 83 in December.
Yes.
So we went to Nid Hall in Harrogate, having a lovely time. Yeah, NIDD.
Okay.
And I actually spent quite a bit of time just looking around the grounds for the 45 acres, and I found some viburnum that were standards. Look.
Oh, is that? Oh, look at that.
I know. Aren't they amazing?
Are they standards?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the stems are shorter than ours, I have to say. Or maybe...
Is there a perspective thing going on here?
Why?
You stood right next to one.
Yeah, no, that's how big they were.
Wow.
Yeah, they were amazing, honestly.
That's beautiful.
There was just a row of, I think there were 5 of them. But they were ones that, I know they don't look like standards. They were short standards. They had like stems about that big and these massive balls.
That's gorgeous.
Didn't it look good?
Yeah, it looks really good. I was out on a dog walk the other day, and there was a viburnum bush just in the village, and oh my word, how beautiful it was! And the smell as I walked past it was just insane. It was so gorgeous.
Well, do you know what? I was kind of toying with buying this the other day, and I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't. But seeing the viburnum, say in Harrogate, I was like, I might just go for those.
Who was it that got this? Was it Elaine? I think it was Elaine that messaged earlier and said that she got the viburnum.
It was it?
I'm a bit jealous because I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Yes. This is so... Oh, it was Linda. Sorry, Linda. Apologies. Yeah, this is really, really pretty. This is a proper specimen plant, this, for your winter colour, isn't it? I really like the way that you get these clusters of flowers going on here. But so the flowers come from these like pink buds. And I love the way that within the clusters, you get some that are open and some that are about to open. I just think that adds lots of interest to the plant. So you get that lovely succession of opening that's going on here. But it's that scent, isn't it, that comes from it?
Do you know what? I'm going to go for it.
Are you? You should get 2, though. I think you need 2.
I am going to go for 2.
Yeah.
Do you know, because I've just been thinking about what to do at the front of the garden, and I think 2 of these are either side of the front door at Christmas time with some little lights on them. They look amazing, don't you think?
I think they look really beautiful, yes, absolutely. I think it would look quite festive.
Linda, you've persuaded me to get one now. And the fragrance is really nice,
really does. It's not like you... I mean, I'm sticking my nose right in it because I love it, but it's not like you actually have to get that close either. It does.
I don't have a very good sense of smell, so
you probably have to get right in there.
Get my face right in there. But they're just gorgeous, and you very rarely see a standard.
That's it, yeah. You don't often see the viburnum in a standard
No,
shape.
you don't.
So this is quite unusual to get it like this. And it takes a lot of skill, doesn't it, to craft things into these standard shapes. And so please don't underestimate the kind of value of that, because that is some serious, clever, grafting that's been going on here. Somebody who actually knows what they're doing with it.
This will be, quite a few years old. It's, quite a mature plant. But I have got a viburnum in my beds and borders. I kind of just let it go wild and it does its own thing. But the groomed standards that are about 80 centimetres tall will look fabulous.
They're quite majestic, aren't they?
They are.
That's the sort of size that they're coming to you at. They will grow, obviously. They'll grow to about a metre and a half in height once they get to their full height. But this is going to fill out and give you a beautiful kind of lollipop shape. They don't need much work. You might want to prune it, obviously, just to keep that shape, because I don't think you want to let this go wild when it's in this standard form. You do want to keep that lovely ball shape going on at the top.
I'll tell you what is interesting, though. Bear in mind, this isn't like, it hasn't got a huge head on it. It's just a really nice size. But the amount of flowers is
so many.
Oh, my word.
And look how many are yet to open on here. You've got these clusters that are opening, but there's loads of them.
Do you know what?
I'm going to tip it
I've done a
forward,
rough
actually.
count, but I reckon there's about 70 odd flowers. And I don't mean little flowers, I mean clusters. If you just look how many there are, it's amazing.
Look
seriously.
at them. I love that you're getting berries and flowers all in one, and that fragrance that's just going to carry on the breeze is going to be delightful. It's honestly, it was the thing I just kept getting a whiff of yesterday as I was walking around. I couldn't figure out what it was, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, it's the viburnum!"
Now,
it's beautiful.
If you spend a penny, get it to £30, and you'll get free delivery as well. So you know what? If you just put in, say, the lavender, for example, 2 of the lavenders at $3.99, add that to your order of this, it will take it over £30, then you get free postage as well. But I'm going to go for 2 of those. I've decided, I nearly did the other week,
And I think you should get the boxwood planters to go with them, because I think the colours of the viburnum would match perfectly with the boxwood planters.
Yes,
and they are evergreen as well, so you'll always have evergreen lusciousness.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Boxwood will look really good with those.
Yeah. So look, what we've done, we've popped it in there. We've currently got $4.99 postage. We have used the code, but we've still got our postage. So here's the lavender. We'll add 1. There you go. There's a free one. And now look at that. So we're now paying £1 less, and we're getting 2 free lavender because we've taken our basket to over £30.
Yeah. So the postage has come off. Brilliant.
Yeah, so do try and work the system a bit. Yeah, try and get your free delivery, and all you need to do is get your order to over £30. Thank you to everyone that's ordering today on YouGarden TV. But we've got some great plans. I'm going to go for 2 of those, definitely.
Good for you. Well done.
I love them. So I've got a viburnum in my border right at the back, and it looks great. But it's kind of quite old and wild. But I love those.
I just add that to the scent on there.
Yeah, great.
It's a beautiful scent. Honestly, I don't know what it is. It's sweet. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely glorious.
And don't forget the free gift. Hopefully we've got enough for Sunday, but we're not going to guarantee it.
No. Well.
So it's amazing. Well, it's amazing how many people watch the show later on. A lot of you stream it. We know you do. A lot of you, are not able to watch the whole show live, so you'll stream it a little bit later on YouTube or on the YouGarden website. But if you are watching live, try and confirm your order to make sure you definitely get hold of the free gift. Olwen's going to go for one of these as well.
Oh, very good, Olwen. Love it.
I am Olwen.
Very good.
So I'm going to be greedy and go for 2 because I want one either side of my front door for Christmas.
Yep.
Because that should still be in flowered, I thought, hopefully for Christmas. It should be.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. No, that should flower. I mean, it should be flowering now. It should go December, January, February even.
Yeah, they're quite long flowering, aren't they?
Absolutely, maybe even into March if you're lucky.
So, Olwen, well done. I'm going for 2. The fragrance is amazing. Really is.
Really is.
Now, we've always got, just keeping up with the fragrance theme, we have got our Sarcococa now, known as, I know it as Sweet Box, you know it as Christmas Box.
Yeah. I mean, we're calling it Winter Gem here, and it's an absolute gem for you to have in your garden over the winter because, it's a gem anyway because it's luscious and evergreen and glorious, but this is going to flower for you over the winter months. There's loads of buds. You can see them all on the stems here.
Yeah, look at these.
So many, and you're going to get these very unique, unusual looking flowers on there, but it's, again, the fragrance that's going to be carried on those flowers that's going to be sweet and vanilla-y and heady, and it is just a glorious plant for you to have in your garden. Plus, it doesn't mind shade either. So it's not like you have to find the sunniest spot for this. You've got evergreen, you've got glorious colour, you know, with the flowers over winter. You're getting the fragrance, and it's not fussy. Love it.
And I do remember a garden designer saying to me that he uses a lot of these in shady areas because, you know, obviously we have the ferns early and things like that, but there's, you know, I don't think there's much else that will do well in the shade that's going to give you such all year interest. You know, flowers, fragrance, great leaves on it, really glossy, and it is fairly slow growing.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a thug.
No, it's not.
It doesn't take over. It stays relatively compact. We are only talking probably, you know, 1 metre by 1 metre, 3-4 feet maximum height and spread on this once it's fully grown. But it doesn't grow loads. So if you've got a smaller garden, this is going to be absolutely perfect for you. If you're brand new to gardening, if you're not an experienced gardener, this is a great one for you to have because it just doesn't really need much from you.
But honestly, the fragrance is amazing. So do position it somewhere, if you can, where you're really going to benefit from the fragrance. It could be outside your front door. I've got mine just outside my greenhouse. So every time I'm in and out my greenhouse during the winter months.
Yeah, you'll smell that.
Yeah. I actually use my greenhouse more, I'd say, winter and spring than summer.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see
I
that,
do.
absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
It's too hot in the summer, that's for sure.
In a glass house in the summer months. No, thank you.
But yeah, honestly, the fragrance is absolutely incredible.
And another one is this is going to be absolutely perfect for pollinators as well. Because bear in mind, you're getting the flowers on there, and they're going to be on there December, January, February, March. So this is a good one for the early pollinators. You know, the ones that are coming out early springtime when there's not much else going on. They're still going to be able to get some, you know, pollen from this one.
Well, been really popular. It's the Psychococca known as the Winter Gem or Sweet Box Christmas Box, and only £19.99 with a £10 saving. And it is a big plant, so they are slow growing. So, you know, you are getting actually a very mature plant for that price of under £20. Would take quite a long time for a Psychococca to get to that size.
Yes,
you know? It's not something that happens overnight.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But we have also got an amazing price currently on our bay trees. And I actually did a bit of a web search, and the best price I could see for something of of a similar size was $18.99.
Yeah, it was $18.99, but they wanted $7.99 postage, didn't they?
So it brought, it sort of brought the price to the best part. I think it was nearly £27, something like that. So if you want to go online, don't take our word for it. Just go online right now. Type in bay tree bush. I'd say 80 centimetres on this one. So just go online, just say buy bay tree bush 80 centimetres and see what comes up. Our price is $14.99, and if you're a club member,
80.
that would be $13.50. About 80 centimetres.
Yeah, I was just measuring against the viburnum because that's about 80 centimetres. So yeah.
And postage is included on this one as well. Don't forget. So the P&P is included. Now bay trees look good every day of the year, 12 months of the year, pretty much, don't they?
They totally do.
You know, like, we have off days, don't we? I do.
I wish I was a bay.
Yeah, sometimes I have off months, off years. Sometimes you're looking and think, God, I've looked rough this month. But the bay tree always looks good.
It does. It's luscious, it's evergreen, it always looks beautiful. Again, this is another one that's kind of low maintenance. You don't have to work too hard on this one, but it's functional because obviously you can pick the leaves off here to be able to use them in your cooking, because bay is an amazing herb. Oh, I love that smell.
That is nice.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? To use that in your stews and your soups and your lasagnas and your bologneses. I've got a bay bush growing in a pot, and I just adore going out there, picking a few of the leaves and whacking them into whatever it is that I'm cooking.
It is amazing how just a handful of leaves can make such a difference to a dish.
Really can.
Can't they? Yeah.
They really, really can. And the flavour that you get from a fresh one, it's a slightly more delicate, more kind of fruity flavour than the dried leaves. And actually, I quite like it. But if you want to dry your own bay leaves, you totally can. You've got the option to do that. You don't need to go to the shop and you don't need to buy them. Pick your own.
And I'm ashamed to say I have bought little bags of bay leaves before. And I know, I'm not just going to lie to you and say they cost £10, but there's still be like £1 something.
Yeah, of course, you don't need to at all. Once you've got this in your garden, and this will last you for such a long time. If you want it to grow big, you can let it grow big. It can grow 8, 10 metres height, it can spread by several metres as well, if you want it to. You can prune it back, you can keep it in a pot. It doesn't have to be a thug, it doesn't have to take over. If you've got a small garden, you can still have bay in your garden, don't worry about it.
Have we got the boxwood planters back?
No, we haven't got them.
They're on our website, and I should say this actually. If you are looking for any pots, you can go to the YouGarden website, and you'll find there's a huge selection of pots there. So don't think you've only got to buy things from the show. Anything else that you want. Maybe you're thinking, I want a Christmas tree today. I want some Christmas gifts. Everything's on the YouGarden website. But the only thing we will emphasise is you always need to put in our offer code, which is YGTV47, because that will give you your free bulbs. It will unlock any other promotions that are available. So just always bear that in mind. But yeah, if you want some pots, anything like that, then there you go. Yeah, they'd look good, wouldn't they?
They would look really good with the bay. I mean, if you went for 2 of them, because obviously that pairing thing is lovely to put them either side of the door, that would look absolutely beautiful. You're still getting an amazing price on both of those. And the thing is, bays, as we pointed out, they can be quite expensive. They can come with a hefty price tag because they are quite desirable. You were saying before, like you'll see them outside of posh hotels and salons and restaurants and things. And the reason they do that is because it looks good all the time and because it's very low maintenance.
With me and the half Jason, we've got a pub now in our village, but we used to have another pub, and we weren't there as much because we didn't live quite so close, and we had bay trees at the front there.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny, because we knew the staff wouldn't probably look after them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very busy serving food and drinks, so we just wanted something low maintenance that looked good, and bay trees will always do that. But amazing value.
Smells good.
We are busy today, Archie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good.
And if you join the club today, you'd get that for $13.50, which is even better. It's amazing, with free delivery as well.
It was one of the most popular items for us last week. We brought it back because we knew it was so popular, and it's still this week one of the most popular items as well. So.
Now, we've still got lots of you watching, but we'd love you to say hello. So I'm Shaun Ryan, by the way, if you've never met me before. It's SHAUN, and on social media, if you want to follow me, it's Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. And Bex
with an X, Edwards, My Garden on Instagram and Facebook too.
So why Bex with an X?
I don't know. Do you know? I do know why.
Go
on. Because somebody once called me Sexy Bexy. And I quite liked it. Obviously. So I went with the X.
For X. I've always known you as Bex with an X. We've known each other years, by the way. How many years have we known each other?
It'll be 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, it'll be 20 years in June.
How amazing is that?
Yeah, 2004.
Oh, my word.
I know.
Yeah.
It was 2004 when I started working at that shopping channel that we met at.
Yeah,
So
I remember. And I do remember you back then as well. Yeah, I do.
Let's not go there. Let's not tell those stories.
I remember when Bex got her first tattoo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
The one on the back.
Oh, no, the one on the
do you
side.
mean this one?
Yeah. That was, the stars.
The stars.
Yeah. Anyway, we're telling you too much now, aren't we? But we've known each other a long, long time. But yeah, if you'd like to get to know us more, then obviously you can follow us on our social media on Facebook and Instagram. But we would love it. We love it. I love it when, and we do try and respond to all messages. Sometimes it might take a little while, but we're pretty good in general, aren't we?
I think we're pretty good.
Yeah,
we do try to be.
It's lovely when you comment. Right, what's next, Bex?
Tulips, I believe. We're going over here.
Oh, I can see them from here.
We're going to the Red Riding Hoods because we adore these ones. Oh, good morning, Jan.
Yes, morning, Jan.
Hello. Oh, it's a lovely day for gardening. The sun was coming out, actually, when we came into the potting, because it was a bit cloudy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I must admit, I was driving to work and I was really pleased to be coming to the potting shed because obviously I love it here, but there's a little bit in the back of my mind going, oh, we're doing a good day for gardening. Yeah. It's like, well,
it started off a little bit cloudy and I was a bit like, oh, and then as we were coming into the potting shed, I looked out and it was bright blue skies. I was like, oh, I want to be outside.
But I've got Saturday off this week and I know that looks like a really nice day for gardening as well.
I've got Saturday afternoon. I've got to do the football game run with the kids and things. Saturday afternoon.
Try and look excited.
Yay!
Yeah, so Bex is going to be doing the football thing Saturday morning. Really looking forward to that, Bex.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, with the kids, really going to be great on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then the garden in the afternoon.
Yeah.
See. Coming up next, we have got our tulips. Now, honestly, it's still a good time to plant bulbs. Yeah. I've planted them as late as January. I'm not advising that, but I have. It's honestly, and they did flower. They're a little bit later. But I do remember I was watching a garden show and there was a comment about bulbs, and one of the head gardeners just said, look, if you've got bulbs and they're sat in a bag, if you don't plant them, you just know that they're going to
just going to die.
Yeah, they are. They're just going to, go to mush, aren't they, and never be any good. But put them in the ground, put them in pots, do something with them, and the chances are they'll be fine. And honestly, I planted mine in January one year, and they were great. They were just a bit later. But actually, it's only in November now. Still a great chance, time I should say, to plant your bulbs, and a great chance of getting this amazing price, which is $40.98 if you double up and go for 40 bulbs.
I would say it's actually the perfect time to be planting your tulips right now, to be honest, because obviously, some of the bulbs you can plant them September, October time. Tulips, you do want to wait a bit longer. You don't want to plant them too early, and actually November is the perfect time to be planting your tulips out. And these ones, wow, we love tulips. They are the iconic spring bulb. They definitely herald the arrival of the lighter days. We adore them. I just love that beautiful red colour. But what we've got on here is added interest with the foliage on here as well, because look at the picture there. You can see there's kind of purple striping that you're getting to the foliage as well.
The leaves are really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, so listen, I mean, the tulip, you're growing it for the flower. Obviously, we love a tulip flower, but to have that added interest going on with the foliage, it's just something a little bit different in the garden. And your tulip Red Riding Hood is definitely giving you something just that little bit different. Standard height we're talking about with this particular tulip, probably about 40 centimetres, and April, May, obviously, for the flowering time as well. And it's just a perfect red, isn't it? Perfect red. Yeah. Look at that contrast. And these look great by themselves on mass there, don't they? So, just all together in a pot, fantastic. But they would work really well in beds and borders and in your pots and your hanging baskets as well. And they are only £9.99 for 20, but if you double up, you do save an extra £5 on those I love that.
as well. And I love tulips, don't you?
I've planted so many tulips. I should have counted. I think I planted 300 or 400 tulips. Your garden's going to look amazing, isn't it, this year? It's in the pots mostly. Or next year, I should say. Yeah, I love it. I do love tulips. I think they're gorgeous. And there's so many varieties. There's so many choices with tulips, isn't there? And I like that. But those who say perfect red, but gorgeous leaves as well. Now, we've got our Daphne coming, which is the eternal fragrance. And this has been bred for its fragrance, hasn't it? Absolutely it has, yes. The Daphne Eternal Fragrance. It's compact, it's slow growing, which makes it absolutely perfect for smaller gardens, or maybe even to keep in pots as well. It produces flowers on the new growth, which is really important to know, actually, because that means it's going to flower all season, so all summer long. We're talking probably from spring, probably from about April time, and it's going to keep going all the way through to September and October, because those flowers are produced on that new growth. And it's that sweet, heady fragrance that you're going to get from this that's going to be absolutely incredible. Oh, look at it there. And it has been bred to, as you said, to grow to grow longer than those sort of... sorry. It has been bred to flower longer. But honestly, the fragrance that one is going to be absolutely divine, isn't it? It's divine. Daphnes are, I mean, we know Daphnes. There's lots of varieties of Daphnes. We know that the fragrance that you get from these are gorgeous. This one in particular has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Proven performer, trialled and tested. The Royal Horticultural Society say so. I'm on board, absolutely. Sunny position, but it'll definitely cope with part shade. You don't need to worry too much about it. And obviously it is winter hardy as well. So comes to you with our guarantee. Semi-evergreen, so very much depends on location and where you're going to plant it. And I just think quite a neat shrub as well, isn't it? Yeah, nice and neat. Yeah, it doesn't get leggy or anything. God, we are getting like an old married couple, aren't we? And it doesn't get massive. We're only talking maybe 80, 90 centimetres, so about 3 foot height and spread on here. It's a really pretty, neat plant, as you say. Yeah. It's gorgeous. My mum had one in her last garden, and we absolutely loved it, and the fragrance was divine. I like the way the flowers grow as well. I like those stems, those pink stems, and then the white sort of trumpety almost flowers on there. Honestly, quite unique, aren't they? It's a gorgeous plant.
And it is only at £16.99 for that one. 510531. Now, hyacinths next. I remember my great auntie, Auntie Muriel, growing hyacinths.
That's a proper. I think I said this last time as well. It's a proper auntie's name, isn't it? Muriel.
And I couldn't
Muriel.
pronounce. And she was an ex head teacher. She was quite strict, actually. She was
I think she would be with the name Muriel.
She was a stern lady with Auntie Muriel. She really was. As a child, I was a little bit scared of her. She was actually, as I got older, I realised she was actually really
Lovely,
nice. She was really nice, but she was quite stern. And I couldn't pronounce her name, so I used to call her Auntie Ariel, and she hated that. And finally, I managed to say Muriel. But I remember for growing hyacinths every year inside. And honestly, her lounge always smelled amazing with hyacinths. She loved them.
What a lovely way to bring fragrance into your home. A natural way to bring fragrance into your home as well. Yeah, you can grow them indoors, you can grow them outdoors. If you grow them indoors, they'll flower slightly earlier, probably from about February time. Growing them outdoors, they come a bit later, it's probably about April time. But yeah, you're getting a lot of them in here, and they're really big bulbs as well. They look like red onions. And the size of them.
Really good quality. In fact, we should say all of our bulbs here at YouGarden, they're always exceptional quality. You know, they're all very, very highly graded. I mean, you can see that. They're really big, aren't they?
Really, really big bulbs, yeah. And they'll come back for you every year as well. Easy to grow, you know, indoors or outdoors. You can put them into pots, you can put them into borders. They definitely want some sunshine, though. You don't want to put them in too much of a shady spot. So if they're going in indoors, you want to put them on a windowsill where they're going to get a decent amount of sun. And they don't grow massive. We are only talking maybe 40 centimetres, but I do like the way they grow. Definitely feels like a cottage garden, doesn't it, when you plant hyacinths?
I love them. If you are growing them inside in a pot, what I would say is just as the flowers begin to form, just rotate them every other day. So
otherwise they lean, don't they?
You know. So that's anything you need to do. But amazing value as well. Buy 10 for £9.99. Again, you can double up and get 20 for £14.98. And I just think they could make great gifts as well. You know?
Oh yeah, if you potted them up. Yeah.
And we have lots of lovely pots on our website. But I'm thinking Mother's Day is in March, so if you potted those up, they might...
They'd be...
Well, they could actually. If you grow them inside, they could...
Well, they'd certainly be sprouting.
Yeah.
They'd certainly be sprouting.
Yeah.
That's a lovely gift, because it'll come back every year as well. Like it.
I like hyacinths. Really do. So I've just thought of hyacinth bouquet.
Yeah, I know. You can't help it, can you? Yeah. Mrs. Bouquet.
Oh, I used to love that series.
I did as well.
Wasn't she amazing?
She's great.
Oh, God.
Mrs. Bucket? No, Bouquet. Bouquet.
Anyway, there's your hyacinths. 601.07. £9.99 or 2 for £14.98. This is incredible, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I mean...
I thought this was incredible too. There's some... the pictures on this are just so beautiful. This rose opens as a classic rose, and then it opens up, and so you get all those petals, and then it just gets wider and wider until it reveals that beautiful, yolky yellow centre to it. It's so when it's, you know, it opens as a typical rose, and it's just got those lovely petals sort of folding around in on each other, and it's almost got a dusky blue colour to it.
I was going to say, the colour, I think, is incredible,
I mean, I know it looks really purple there, but you're getting shades of purple, and you get this, as I say, dusky. It gets this kind of dusty appearance to it, and it's got this blues in there as well. I am totally in love with this one. I think it's a really gorgeous rose. It won the Rose of the Year back in 2003, and you can see why. It's so pretty, isn't it? It does come to you as that bare root. We've talked a lot about bare root, so I won't bore you too much with that, but obviously you need to plant it out as soon as possible. Unwrap it, soak it, plant it. Use some mycorrhizal fungi if you're planting it out, just to help those root systems grow. Or
if you can stretch that, it's on our website, or some bloodfish and bone, if that's what you got.
Oh, do you know what? Even just some really good quality compost like we've got, you know, it's got decent amounts of, you know, good stuff in there that... If you can stretch to it, do it. But yeah, our compost is absolutely fantastic.
I'm just amazed at the colour.
It's going to bloom all summer long for you as well. You know, like your roses, sort of May, June time, all the way through. You're going to get repeat flowering from this, and I think it is beautiful with that yellow centre in there. It's got a lovely, delightful sort of medium fragrance on this. It's not the strongest rose fragrance, but it's not insignificant either. A lovely medium fragrance here.
I just think... That is such an unusual colour for
I'm
a
big fan of purple. You know how much I love the purples.
And actually, if you have got some white roses.
Ooh.
White against that. I don't have to be roses, but white against that would look spectacular, wouldn't it?
We're a big fan of the white and purple.
We
aren't
are,
we?
yeah.
We do love that mixture.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it works really nicely.
I really like that. See, there's always something tempting me on the show.
Purple's my colour. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Roses, obviously they do like a sunny spot. They'll tolerate partial sun, but they really do like a sunny spot.
They want a good 5 hours, basically. 5 or 6 hours of sunshine in a daytime. Well, and I don't think that really matters whether it's morning sun or afternoon sun. They just want 5 hours of decent sunshine.
Now, roses, I mean, they do look really good en masse. I remember my mum used to have a rose garden.
I'd love to have a full rose garden.
Yeah.
Oh.
We did as a child. It was
Love
lovely.
it.
Yeah, front garden was just a rose garden. But do you know what? I think they do still work amongst other things in your beds and borders. I've got them scattered around my beds and borders, but they do look great in a pot, of course,
They
as well.
do, yeah. I mean, I never used to grow roses. I always used to think that they were very tricky to grow. They had a reputation, didn't they, of being hard work and disease, loads of diseases and tricky, and actually really need to know what you're doing in order to grow a rose. So I never planted one. And I actually got one from YouGarden a couple of years ago, and it was the Afterbell, the lovely yellow
like
one.
that one, yeah.
It was the first one I grew, and do you know what? I was amazed. I was amazed at how easy it is to grow a rose. They're very simple, because I thought that pruning's really difficult. No, it isn't. It's dead simple. And also, rose breeding has come on such a long way, hasn't it? They aren't.
Very true.
They don't have hideous disease problems anymore. They are bred to be way more disease resistant than they used to be. So actually, even if you're an inexperienced gardener, because I don't consider myself to be a full-on expert. I'm feeling my way through it. But I've gone from having no roses to having, I think I've got 8 or 9 now.
Yeah. And the thing with roses, they are actually incredibly hardy.
They are.
They are.
They are.
Yeah. They will survive in really poor soils.
And you can prune them, you don't even have to be too careful on the pruning, honestly. You can prune them right back and they do come back again. It's so clever.
I've been really harsh sometimes with pruning, and you're right, they've just bounced back.
They do.
The only thing I would say, it's only a little tip, but just make sure your secateurs are nice and sharp.
Yeah, because it stops because obviously you've got a fresh cut, so if they're nice and sharp, it stops any horrible disease getting in there. So it's kind of it.
You just don't want blunt secateurs that do a really bad cut and then you've got...
Squash it.
Yeah. But they're really easy to grow. And that is a lovely variety.
I love that one.
Really is something really unusual.
We've got another one coming up for you as well, which is also beautiful. So if you're into roses, we've got another bare
yes, we
roots.
have, haven't we?
Yeah, the
Yes.
oranges and lemons.
But also on the show, something brand new for you, which is our eucalyptus. Now, I've got a eucalyptus tree, and Bex, it is huge. It's about, I'd say 50 feet,
Well,
maybe.
I was reading something, because eucalyptus is a native of Australia, and actually I was reading something which said that, it's one of the tallest growing trees that you can buy, second only to redwoods or something or other. They're vigorous growers, and they can get really, really tall, which is wonderful if you want that.
Yeah, if you want a massive tree in your garden, great. But you might want eucalyptus, but you don't want something that's going to go huge. This is going to be incredible. It's not actually a tree, it's more of a bush.
It's more of a bush form, yes, absolutely. But it's very, very sort of robust and hardy. It's compact and bushy. And we are only talking probably 3 or 4 metres at its maturity.
Right. So that's small for eucalyptus, isn't it?
Really small for a eucalyptus, yeah. But the thing is, you've got evergreen. I love the waxy kind of dusky patina that you get to the leaves on here. And this, I think, is why it's called azura, because you've got that lovely azure colour to it.
Actually, the leaves are smaller than a lot of eucalyptus trees, aren't they?
Yeah, they do seem to be.
Yeah, they are.
They
it's
do.
definitely more delicate.
I didn't take one of the leaves off yesterday, and I wanted to have a little smell. Oh yeah, classic eucalyptus fragrance. I love that smell.
Oh, that is nice, isn't it?
Crunch those leaves, it's gorgeous. What I love about eucalyptus as well is that you can cut stems off this.
Yes.
And you can use them as, I quite like them all on their own, actually, in a vase, and you get that cut flower thing, but they can be fillers in your cut flower displays.
But I'm going to say a lot of florists, they do use eucalyptus to really enhance their displays. But as you say, Bex, it looks nice just by itself.
It looks lovely just like that. It's evergreen, so it always looks like this. And it is so this particular variety is one of the hardiest eucalyptus available as well. well. It's going to be hardy, probably down to -10, -20. You don't really need to worry about this one at all. And I think it works as a great contrast with other plants in the garden, you know, with other greens in the garden.
And because it is a compact variety, it will be happy in a good-sized pot, of course, as well. I think it's really nice, this one.
Yeah, I love it. And I love what you get on a eucalyptus as well. Is something quite interesting going on with the bark too. Because obviously, yes, we love the foliage and we love the smell, but you get this lovely, interesting thing with the bark where it's sort of a silver grey, and then it sort of peels, doesn't it, to reveal patches of pinks and browns and things underneath. So a bit like, what's the other one? Is it not a willow? Anyway, you just have a nice bit of interest going on with the bark as well as the foliage.
And it is going to look good again all year round, fully evergreen, fully winter hardy. All of our fully winter hardy plants are backed with the YouGarden lifetime guarantee as well. So if ever we say, oh, it's winter hardy, if it doesn't survive, if it doesn't thrive, then get in touch. We will replace it free of charge. All you'll pay is the postage, basically.
That's good.
That is it. Now, I'm really pleased. A lot of you have gone for our viburnum. Do you know what I'm thinking? I hope not. Yeah.
Not too many.
Not too many.
Shaun's going to buy 2.
I need to buy 2 of these.
Oh.
Yeah, Stu, just check there's definitely enough for me.
Oh, the scent on this is just...
Oh. But yeah, a lot of you have gone for these.
I'm in heaven.
So what's convinced me, I was in Harrogate. Oh, apparently there's not too many left. Oh. There's less than.
Do you need to disappear for 5 minutes and go and place an order?
There's less than 50. I do want to buy 2. I'm going to buy 2 of these, seriously, today. Because I've been to Harrogate with my mum for an early birthday celebration for her. And there was a whole row of standard...
Yeah, I love them.
Viburnums. And I just thought, oh my word, they look fantastic. And I nearly bought this the other week, and I held off. But I really want this now. And I want you to see how many flower heads are on there. I mean, look at that.
There's so many on there, isn't there? I'm
amazing,
totally going to move it, Stuart. I'm moving it.
Go on. Are you going to tilt it?
Yeah. Right up for you.
Just
so
look
you
at
can
this.
See all of those.
Now, bear in mind, it's the last week of November. And how beautiful does that look?
There's so many of them all the way around.
Amazing.
So it doesn't matter which way around you're looking at this. You're getting flowers and you're getting those beautiful buds on there. I love the way that it opens. You get those dark sort of maroon coloured buds, and they sort of fade a little bit and go pinky colour before you get those gorgeous white and blush pink flowers opening on there. And the fragrance from this, it's incredible. And the standard form of the viburnum, you just don't get this. You just don't see this. In fact, I'd never seen a standard viburnum before seeing it here at YouGarden. I'd always seen it as a bush form. And please don't, as I said earlier, please don't underestimate the skill involved in creating this viburnum.
A lot of years has gone into growing this, taking care of it, the grafting process, of course. But it looks incredible. And I'm going to get 2. And I'm going to have one either side of my front door for Christmas. I'm going to put some little twinkly lights in there as well. But I do love viburnum, and I've got one already in my garden, but it's just got, I've let it kind of go quite natural and wild. But these have been beautifully grown and shaped. Aren't those just incredible?
I think I just love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that shows you really the beauty of this. Another one, wherever it is, that they're just waiting to open up, but you get all of that interest going on all at the same time on here. It's so pretty.
Now, a little tip. At the moment, you are paying $4.99 postage. And we don't want you to pay $4.99, do we, Bex? We really don't want that. So if you put one other item in your basket, and we've got things like the lavender, you read my mind, Bex, which are $3.99 on a buy one, get one free. So if you go for the viburnum, pop those in your basket. Oh, make sure you get your free gift as well. Remember, you're going to get 15 of your crocus and 15 of your tulips. You do need to put the off code in, which is YGTV47.
Oh, you'll only get one of those.
Yes.
And you want to get 2, because it's free.
But basically, you're going to get your viburnum, 2 lavender, 30 bulbs. We'll show you the basket. There you go.
Yeah.
You would get that all for just $33.98.
And you'll be paying £1 less than you would have done if you were just buying the viburnum with the postage.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
So watch how daft this is. So if you take the lavender off, look, the price goes up because you're paying postage. So yeah, just trying to save you money today. So yeah, if your basket's just under £30, pop your lavender in there, your English lavender, get it over £30 and you will get free delivery, of course.
Oh, it's all scent, isn't it? Getting the scent from the Burnham. Ah! And then the scent from the lavender.
God, we've only got about
relaxed.
40 of those available. So they've been really popular. If you do want the Viburnum standards, pop them in your basket sooner rather than later. You having a good sniff there?
I'm in heaven, honestly.
I love this. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, thank you to everyone that's watching and ordering. It's lovely as ever to be with you this fabulous Thursday. We are getting busy. I think a lot of people are going for the Viburnum today.
I think they're going for the Viburnum, I think they're going for the hardy ferns, and I think they're going for the lavender. Yeah. Oh, and the bay. That
is good. Honestly, everyone that's going for this, it is really impressive. Have you seen them in the nursery?
I haven't actually. I didn't spot these. The Viburnum.
Yeah, there's only a fairly small area because there's only about, say, 50 or so, 40 now actually remaining.
I might go and have a little look.
Yeah, but honestly, they are incredible, something a little bit different. Anyway.
Linda's just bought another one and it's your fault, she says. Did she say that? Yeah.
Linda, you've done the right thing though.
Well done, Linda. You do want to.
I think so.
You definitely want to.
I mean, it depends.
Owen's got one.
It depends where you're putting it, but I'm going to put mine, say, front of my house, either side of the door. I'm going to put some little twinkly lights around for Christmas, and I might just put it in a pot and make the pot look a bit festive with some hessian and things like that. Yeah. What a gift as well.
Well, that's just what I was thinking, actually, because that would make a lovely gift, actually.
Yeah.
Make a lovely Christmas gift. And I'm just thinking, I haven't got my mum a Christmas gift yet.
Yeah.
She'd probably quite like that.
If you do want the Viburnum, it's really special. A lot of you are placing separate orders. So you get more free gifts, of course, 510191, and that is down to just £29.99. But let's remind you of some of the other great plants that we've had today on YouGarden TV this fabulous Thursday, with some really great deals, and these are the Hardy Fern collection. Absolutely amazing value. Do you know, as a very keen gardener myself, I like to get really good value. Do you know, I like to buy plants when they're a little bit smaller and grow them on and just get the pleasure of seeing them develop and grow, but also knowing that those ferns you're only paying, what, £1.66 each for, which is amazing value. So these ferns, they will love a shady area or part shade. They're great for filling in gaps between shrubs and trees and things like that. They are evergreen. So, total evergreen, apart from one of them which is semi-evergreen, but they are fully hardy. So don't worry if if one of the varieties dies down slightly, or a couple of them do. They are fully winter hardy, and they do come with, of course, our lifetime guarantee. £9.99 480 975. Now, one of the most beautiful plants at this time of the year is Calicarpa, Profusion Beauty Berry. So it flowered earlier on in the year, then the flowers turned into the berries and it held on to its leaves, but now as we head into November, it will drop its leaves and just, look, these are in our nursery right now. Stuart, our head of technical, took this picture yesterday, and there they all are. Absolutely magnificent. Now, we'll be honest, the 3-litre pot variety is a little bit more mature, so it's more of our premium collection, so a bigger plant, more berries, comes in a purple pot as well, so it would make a great gift, but truly spectacular. And I don't know any other berry quite as beautiful as that. They almost look like they polished those, you know, 510, 525 and 1999. Really busy today, by the way, so thank you so much for all of your orders that are coming in. There's the flowers, by the way, that you will get, obviously, in summertime as well. Then the Fatsia, you've also loved this. It's the Fatsia japonica. I know it's a castor oil plant. This is spider's web because it is variegated. I love these. They, again, look good all year round. They're fully winter hardy. I think they might have done best in a kind of a semi-sheltered spot. You know, you would want, obviously, some sunlight with this because it's variegated, but it doesn't need to be full sun. A mature plant will flower. They get really quite strange flowers. They're almost like little golf balls. They really do. They're funny like white balls that you get in the wintertime, funnily enough, as well. But absolutely gorgeous. 510 910 at $14.99. Now, if you're looking for value, our bay trees are phenomenal value. I would challenge anybody to get on the website, get on the internet, have a look at 80 centimetre bay trees, see what you'll pay. The best price I found was $18.99, but then you had to pay $7.99 postage. So that took the price up to, what's that, £27, more or less. Ours are only $14.99, postage is included. And if you are one of our discount club members, you would of course get your 10% off, which would take the price down to around about £13.50. Now in the winter time, it's so nice still to have fragrance in your garden. And this is the Sarcococca, the winter gem, and a sweet box, Christmas box. And honestly, the fragrance on here is so strong. So if you're someone that loves really highly fragranced plants, it doesn't get better than this. Now it is evergreen. It will survive nicely in a shady spot as well. Those are the flowers you'll get in the winter that then will produce the most incredible fragrance. And this will flower kind of like January time onwards. What I would say is I would plant or position it somewhere where you're going to really benefit from that fragrance. So don't plant it right at the bottom of the garden where you're not probably going to experience a lot during the winter. Try and plant it maybe even in a pot just outside your front door, your back door. I've got mine just outside my greenhouse, so I always get that gorgeous fragrance during the winter months when I'm in and out of my greenhouse. 510 579 for the Sarcococca Winter Gem. Now we've also reduced the price of our Choicia White Dazzler, so it's now down to £11.99. This again is incredibly fragrant, often known as mock orange, this one's, because you've got kind of like a citrus fragrance, but obviously it's nothing to do with oranges. And this really will just produce a carpet of white in the springtime. Absolutely amazing. Quite a compact variety, so it's going to only grow to a maximum of about 1 metre. It grows into a nice round shape. Got lovely evergreen foliage on it, of course, this one as well. But it is all about the flowers and the fragrance. You may be lucky and get a second flourish in the autumn time as well. 511 002 for the Choicia White Dazzler. Now also, if you're looking for something weird, wonderful, unusual, exotic, we've got the Crown Imperial. Fritillaria Orange, love these. They're really, really unusual. So they'll grow to about 1 metre. So quite, in your garden, they're going to be quite striking, actually. You've got all of these, almost like a burnt orange bellflower, but then sprouting out the top, you've got the crown. So that just creates something truly exotic, doesn't it? And I think if you've got maybe an area like I've got a tropical area with palms and flax and say a few unusual items. I've got a fig tree there as well. These would work brilliantly. So if you want to try something new, exciting, different, 2 bulbs for £9.99, or you could double up and go for 4 bulbs for £14.98. 630 040. Now all of our shows are, they're always themed to some degree, and by that I mean we're only going to show you things that look good now, and are ready for planting now. And these are perfect as we head towards Christmas. The Helleborus Christmas Rose. So this variety, and you get 3 of them in 12 centimetre pots, has been bred to be a top performer when it comes to flowering. They will flower and flower. Do you know, I was in the studio, covered, smothered with buds. The flowers are a little bit more upright as well. A lot of hellebores, the flowers tend to nod downwards and they're still really attractive, but these are a little bit more upright as well. What a lovely Christmas gift those would make. You can actually have these inside at Christmas. I would say a coolish room. Don't put them right next to a radiator or something like that. But you'll often see hellebores used in nice Christmas displays. And then obviously after you've enjoyed them at Christmas time inside the home, you could just pop them outside and plant them in the ground. They don't really like being moved a lot, so what I would say is when you plant them outside, just try and get their forever home. You know, some things don't mind being moved, do they? But these really want to stay in one place if possible. 560 054 at £19.99. Really busy today, so lovely to have so many of you ordering and watching. Hey, and don't forget about the lavender. Now, I honestly bought lavender from YouGarden. It was 3 years ago, not 2. I remember now it was 3 years ago. Planted it in November. People thought I was mad. I remember planting it outside in the cold. And I was out all day because I did 2 big borders, but my word, it has looked spectacular. In fact, this is my, so I did formal borders at the front, planted all the buxus as well.
Wow.
It was hard work.
How many lavender plants did you put there?
Say again, Bex?
How many lavender plants did you put there, do you know?
Ooh. I think each border had, I think it had 18 in each.
Right.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
I did 2 blocks of 9. I mean, they look sparse when I first put them in, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they do, because you need to leave a bit of space, but they do fill out quite quickly and easily,
and
don't
when they start to flower and all the flowers kind of spill over, honestly, so there's 18, I think, in each.
Yeah, so my border that I've got, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's probably 4 metres long. I think I put 10 or 12 in there. And I mean, I've spaced them probably that far apart from each other.
Yeah.
But they fill in and create that beautiful look for you.
Now, I appreciate not everyone's going to do a massive border like I did, but you know what? These look really good in pots as well.
Yeah, just one in a border somewhere to fill a gap, or one in a pot somewhere. They are beautiful, and I think every garden, no matter size or style, can find a place for a lavender and should have place for a lavender, because not only is it beautiful and the fragrance and all the rest of it, but you are inviting bees and butterflies into your garden.
And honestly, I was so proud. It was like an all-summer party in the front of my garden. The bees and butterflies, hundreds of them.
They love it. They hum, the whole bush is humming with life. It's so beautiful, isn't it?
So I'm laughing because my cat loves to be amongst them as well. How he doesn't get stung, I don't know.
They all just play nicely. The bees are having a lovely time.
Yeah. Seriously, my cat loved being in there all summer long as well. But the value is incredible. A lot of you have been a bit cheeky, and I love this. You just put these in your order to get it over £30 and to get that free postage. So my voice is a bit croaky, have you noticed?
I have noticed.
Yeah.
It's because you've had 2 heavy nights, isn't it? You've been out partying.
My mum, honestly, can party like nobody else that I know.
I love it.
I was like, Mum, I really think we should go
tired.
to bed.
I want to
and
go
she's
to bed.
There.
Having a great time.
I'm enjoying myself with staying up. But yeah, I was away for 2 nights. I did have an early night last night, though. I was back yesterday. Yeah.
Maybe you should have partied last night. You'd been okay today. It's because you got too much rest.
But my voice is definitely a little bit croaky today. So. But anyway, they're brilliant value. Get 2 for £3.99. It's a buy one, get one free. Now, something else. We are really busy today. Thank you so much. The free bulbs. Don't forget that free gift, YGTV 47. We are down to the last couple of hundred or so, I think it's less than 300. Hopefully that's enough for Sunday's show, but you just don't know. Because a lot of orders do go through after the shows. A lot of you streamers anytime, of course.
I think you're busy watching and then you place your order after the show, which is lovely. Thank you.
But that's a really good free gift worth $9.99.
Make sure you put the code in, otherwise you won't get the free gift. And make sure you put the code in if you're trying to get your basket over the £30, because that will unlock the free postage on there as well. So it's really important. Every time you place an order, put that code in. And
what is nice, a lot of regulars are really learning how to get the best value. So
I like that.
Some of you are placing separate orders, which is great.
Yeah.
You might do 2 orders just over £30 and save money that way and get more free gifts. Something that YouGarden have specialised in, though, for many, many years are patio standard roses. The deal we have got today is saving you £50. These are down to $29.96. You are going to pay $6.99 postage, but you're not if you pop, say, the lavender in your basket and get it to over £30. Bex, my mum's got these. You've got these, haven't you?
I have got these.
Any photos?
I'm really annoyed at myself.
Oh, no.
Because they were beautiful, and you know me, I've taken photographs of everything in the garden, but I didn't take... I've got a little video, which I think Stuart's got for you, and I've got a video of one of them, and I promise I will this year. I don't know why I missed these, because they were absolutely stunning. Look at that.
Oh, hang on, that's good.
Look at that.
Well, you complain it. That's great.
But that's all I got. And you get 4 varieties here. You get the yellow, you get the red, you get the pink, you get the... What did you get? White. I forgot. So there's 4 different... And that's all I've got is one video of that one.
But it gives you an idea.
And that was it when it was just sort of starting to come into bloom. Honestly, the amount of roses that you get on these, they're so easy to plant out. I think...
That's great.
It looks so good, doesn't it? So that's the front of my house. That's one side of the door, and I think I had the yellow one on the other side of the door, and I switched them around later on, and I had the red and the other one on the other side of the door. There's so many buds on there that you can see, and so many that were open on there. You get clusters of the flowers. They're back to looking like this now, because I've actually pruned them. I mean, I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have waited till January to prune them back down. But they're so hardy. They're going to spring back into life, and you get that lovely lollipop shape on there, and you get loads and loads of those rows all in clusters on there.
Now the value again today, they're normally £20 each. If you are super fast today, you'll get them for, well, it works out less than £7.50 each. And my mum said, my mum's got these as well. I won't go back to my iPad, but there's definitely some videos of hers on there. Might take me a while to find them. But they are absolutely amazing, and they flower all summer long.
Yeah.
What I love about them, in pots, you can put bedding plants and things around the base, and they look quite regal, I think.
I agree with you, yeah. They definitely feel like a bit more of a traditional feel to them, and a traditional feel to the garden because of it. They are all labelled, by the way, so you know which colour is which. I took the labels off, so I didn't know which colour was coming through, but I like a bit of excitement. Oh, which one's coming? It's lovely. So yeah, mine are all planted in pots. You don't have to put them into pots if you want to space these through your borders. You could happily space them through your borders as well. But again, these are skillfully grafted. Think about the care and attention and the artwork that's gone into doing this.
Now, do not be scared of planting a bare root. Don't think, oh, I'm not a gardener, I don't know what to do with those. It's so easy. So when you get them home, give them a good soak. You know, try and plant them as soon as they pretty much arrive. So give them a good soak. I've left mine to, soak overnight before, but at least 1 or 2 hours. I think, they'll be great in beds and borders, but they're really good in pots, these. And I always say use a good compost. Use our compost. If you can stretch to it, use our compost. And we do sell a product called Root Grow Mycorrhizal. That's RHS approved. Thank you, Bex.
That's all right.
As if by magic. My glamorous assistant there. But honestly, if you do, any research when it comes to products to help with root growth, this comes out amazingly well. And actually, we've got a little clip of film just to share with you right now that tells you a little bit more about the incredible fungi known as mycorrhizal.
Flowering plants, trees, shrubs and edibles, ensuring a far greater chance of survival and improved natural vigour. Simply apply by sprinkling the granules over the base of the planting hole to roughly match the area of your new plant's pot base. Just 1 or 2 scoops per plant is usually enough. Place your plant directly onto the granules, ensuring direct contact with the plant roots. This is important to help the mycorrhizal fungi propagules, contained in the granules, colonize your plant's roots. Now you can backfill the planting hole as usual. Within a few weeks, the mycorrhizal fungi will create a secondary root system that will support the plant for its entire lifetime, vastly increasing the uptake of vital nutrients and water from the soil.
Yeah, so if you do want to add the mycorrhizal to your order, I think we even do small packets to try on the website sometimes.
Yeah, I think
as well.
there are,
Yeah, but there's a, I can never spell it, don't me. Yeah.
Mycorrhizal.
Ultimate, my core, double R, and then
it should come up.
Heisel.
Heisel.
But I'll try to remember that now.
Core.
MYCORR. What was it again?
Heisel.
HY.
No, I.
Oh. What is it? HI. Oh yeah.
HIZAL.
HIZAL. I'm going to have to learn.
Yeah, there is a packet
I have to
somewhere.
remember, I have to break that down. So, no, I wasn't. Where's that?
It's in the corner.
No, I wasn't.
It's behind the viburnum. He wouldn't be able to see that.
There it is. So I'm going to remember how to spell that now. I'll have to bring it down. So my, core, double R, and Heisel. Right. Anyway, I'm just trying to help you if you're trying to put it on the website and trying to spell it. Put in root grey, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
So really worth
It'll
having
come
that to your basket. But the patch of roses down by £50 today.
That is such incredible value.
Yeah,
And the thing
really
is, you're going
is.
to enjoy those for so many years as well, because it's not like they're short-lived. They are going to last you for years. I mean, honestly, you'll have those for such a long time. And you are getting all 4 colours included in that selection. The gorgeous yellow, the beautiful pink, the red and the white. It's not pure white. It has a bit of a blush pink to it, but it's so pretty.
And working out a ridiculous
Excuse me.
£7.50 each. Did you not go to these yesterday, Bex?
No, we did go to this yesterday.
Gonna say,
no, it was the jasmine, which we're coming up next. We didn't do that
because
one.
I think those roses, honestly, are sensational.
They are.
I mean, YouGarden do specialise in everything, pretty much. I say specialise. They've got. We always say it's gardening for everyone, and they do have something for everybody. But they are particularly great with roses, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, we've got so many great types of roses, and we even have heartless roses as well.
Indeed.
So we have, lovely roses, but their standards are brilliant, and we've been selling those for many years, and they get incredible reviews. Now, something else that you did say for today.
We did. We saved our lovely Trichospermum for you today.
I've just seen the price.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should have brought this in yesterday. But we thought we'd give you something to be able to show as new today.
Well, I've got one of these.
I've got 2.
Yeah, I know you have. And can I just say, it was beautiful during the summer, covered in flowers, and the fragrance was amazing. But it's one of the few climbers that actually is evergreen as well. So
Yeah.
it looks really good in the winter.
It does, and also it has this lovely interest that goes on with the foliage, as you can see here, because you get this kind of bronzy, burgundy foliage that happens to this sort of as the colder months come, which I mean, it's just another bit of added
Nice,
interest for your garden, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
But it does hold on to its leaves.
It does, yeah. Yeah, and I like that, particularly if you've
do.
got it grown over like a pergola or something that you still want to use over the winter months.
I mean, I love clematis, but a lot of clematis during the winter.
They don't look great, do they?
They're just really straggly, twiggy messes, aren't they, a lot of them? But these do look really good. Now, do you have yours just by themselves, or did you grow something else up with them?
So I've got them just by them. Well, so I've got one in one of our tower pots, so that's all on its own, and the other one I'm trying to train to grow up a fence, which hopefully is going to meet with the passion flower at some point and intermingle.
That'd be nice.
But it might take a little while, because the thing with jasmine is once it gets going, it's really good, but it does take just a little bit of time to get going.
It's not like vigorous, it's not.
No, but you don't have to worry about that with this one, because the one I've got's a baby. It was like this big. So it's going to take a little while to get to this, but this one is already big, it's already established, so this one will get going a bit quicker.
It's actually, at $9.99, it's an amazing buy today.
Yeah, look at the size of it.
You know,
I'm getting stabbed by a rose.
Climbers say many of them they have the moments, but lots of climbers do look pretty pathetic in winter. This one doesn't. I mean, mine hasn't even gone red yet. Actually, mine's still really green.
Mine. I've got lots of green, but some of the leaves on the one in the tower pot are starting to turn that lovely bronzy colour as well. But yeah, it's those flowers. It's those lovely kind of star-shaped flowers that give that beautiful jasmine scent, and we adore the smell of that jasmine. That sweet scent. It's really, really beautiful. It is hardy. It's hardy down to about -5. So most areas this is going to be absolutely fine. It does have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. You do want a bit of a sunny spot for it though, don't you? Like, you don't want too much shade on this.
No, mine's in full sun.
Yeah, so the one in the tower pot's full sun, and I have tried to do my usual contrary thing with the other one. Well, it's that bit down the side of the conservatory, so I mean, the sun sort of comes through but it's a bit shady, basically. It gets evening sun. It doesn't get a lot of sun, but we'll see.
We'll see. My
I'm
advice
quite
is
contrary
just,
like that, aren't
you
I?
are. My advice is always put a plant where it wants to be.
I know, and I completely agree. So it's on the other side of the conservatory.
Oh yeah, in the shade.
So where we're looking at it from, that's where the sun is for most of the day. And on the other side of that conservatory, on that fence on the other side, that's where I'm trying to grow the jasmine.
Yeah. If you could put yours in full sun, I'd appreciate
Put
it.
it in full sun.
Let's see how yours goes. You never know, do you?
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Oh dear.
It's doing all right at the minute,
No,
but it's a baby, so we'll see. I'll let you know. I'll let you know next year if it actually takes off.
All I'll say is, out of all the climbers I've got in my garden, this one, it's one of my favourites because it does look good during the winter months. It does generally hold on to its leaves. It may lose a few leaves in the winter, but it is evergreen, classed as evergreen.
Yeah.
But the flowers and the fragrance you get in summer is incredible,
Well, look
isn't
at
it?
how many flowers there
I
are,
know.
because it does get it just gets covered in those flowers. So the fragrance that you get from this is incredible. I definitely want to put this somewhere I want you to put it somewhere where you're going to be able to, enjoy that fragrance, basically. And also, I moved my jasmine. I moved the one that I've got in the tower pot. It used to be in a border, but it was in a slightly shady border, and it didn't.
No, it didn't do that well. No.
It didn't do that well, so I moved it from there into the tower pot, and it sulked this year. It didn't give me loads of flowers because I don't think it liked being moved. But next year it's going to go woo.
Yeah, amazing.
It did sulk a little bit.
That's honestly.
I love that I've already done it. I've already planted a jasmine somewhere shady and moved it, but I've done the same thing again.
Words fail me, Beck.
I've just realised that. I've just realised what I've done.
Do you know what is so lovely with YouGarden? Seriously, we always give you really good advice and information on our website. So follow what the YouGarden website says with your plans.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
But
Don't be contrary like me. What a fool.
No, what we'd love today, just look at God, I don't know whether today's going actually. We've only got about 40 minutes in the show. But if you want to be part of the show, you might be a brand new viewer, a brand new customer. We would love to hear from you. Just a few basics. You can obviously watch the live shows. We are live Wednesday and Thursday, 10 till 1, and then live on a Sunday, 10 till 2. All the schedules are on the YouGarden website. It's a lot easier to find the live show now on the website as well. If you ever miss a show, you can watch us later. So you can stream the shows on YouTube or our website later on. They normally go on there within 24 hours.
That's
it. So there's the website. Actually, our logo's there, but aren't we big now as well? When you scroll down, we're there, look, that's better. So that's our new logo.
That picture. You look great.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think I look like a hamster. But anyway.
I think I look like Moonface.
But there you go. That's our live show in the green. And if you miss a show...
Oh, look, there's lovely Dan.
Yeah, so that was Lovely Dan from yesterday.
Lovely Dan.
No, he is lovely. He's a good friend of mine. I'm pulling his leg.
There he is.
He's lovely, isn't he?
He is. He's a nice guy.
He's honestly... We've known Dan for probably 15 years, and he's a great guy. And I was there yesterday, so I said, Bex, who would you like to work with? She's like, I'd like somebody tall, dark, handsome, muscly. So Dan was here. He was so happy, weren't you?
Had a nice time.
You did?
I did.
What did your husband Kev think of the show?
He doesn't. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him. Oh yeah, I'm going to the potting shed. I'm with Shaun again. La la la.
But Dan had a lovely time.
He did. He enjoyed it. He messaged me. He said he had a really nice time,
Yeah.
and he'd love to come back any time that you are not here. So he's looking forward to you going on holiday.
Yeah. Bex will be hoping to get a cold now. No, honestly, Dan is a great guy, and he did have a lovely time, and the views were really nice to him as well.
They were, yeah. Thank you.
So, if you've got any questions, any comments, you've still got about 35 minutes or so just to message you, because we do like that, don't we?
We love it.
We really do.
Absolutely. It's just us here, so it's nice to have a little bit of additional company. I meant just us.
Yeah.
Including him out there.
Yeah. Nice little thing. By the way, next year we've got loads of plans. So we are going to be working with QVC as well, the UK's biggest and greatest shopping channel. We're delighted to be working with them. So we've got live shows planned on QVC. and quite a few surprises from our potting shed as well.
Yeah, I know. We're not allowed to talk about those ones yet, but you've definitely got... So you've got the first couple of shows in, haven't you, for QVC in January?
7th and 14th Sundays.
Yeah, we don't know the times yet, though, do we?
No, but it'll be in the morning. We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
But lots of plans for YouGarden TV as well. And am I right to say we've got a few special shows coming up in December as well?
Yeah,
Have we, Stu?
have.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're putting the plans together for that now. So.
Yeah, so some slightly different shows that are themed. Because there's quite a lot of products you've not even seen. You've not even seen the houseplants, for
there's
example.
so many. There's so many. This is why we do encourage you to go and have a look on the website, because honestly, you know, the products we bring you is a very small selection of what's on the website. So go and shop the website. There's loads of them. But we're going to bring a few different things during December, aren't we? And we are planning to bring you a show every single Wednesday, every single Thursday and Sunday throughout December. They're not all going to be live though, because like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we might not. We're
going to pre-record those, we think. But there's
just
still
like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there'll always be something to watch.
And then hopefully, well, we need to work out what we're doing from January, but hopefully it'll be normal from January. But
yeah.
Poor Stu's got lots to sort out, so.
And we've got a feeling there'll be even more live shows next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because we went live in August. And I'll be perfectly honest, we started off fairly gently.
Yeah.
We've not really marketed and things yet, but everything's been doing far better than we've anticipated, hasn't it? So thank you so much for your support. And a lot of you were here right from the very start, which is lovely.
You were. I was a week later, wasn't I?
Yes.
But I'm all right. I'm still saying I was here from the start.
Well, you were. Come on.
So I was, certainly.
Yeah. Yeah, our head gardener did the first few shows.
He did, didn't he?
And he still does pop in, as you know, now and again as well. Our wonderful Peter McDermott. But let's talk about our compost, because this really is the heart and soul of the YouGarden Nursery. It's our best-selling product of all time. All of our plants that are grown at the nursery, or grown on at the nursery, obviously a lot of plants are repotted, are grown in this premium professional compost. There it is.
There it is.
You can tell straight away, actually,
in the
can't
Calacapa. You can tell this is exactly the same stuff. So, you know, as Shaun said, everything that's grown on, potted on, or whatever, it is potted on into the premium professional compost. We use this because it's good, because it does what we say it's going to do.
Well, I think good's an understatement, do you?
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Come on.
I think
wax lyrical about
even
it.
very good is an understatement.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you tell us this all the time. Like a lot of you regulars, you will comment for us in the chat there. It does turn you into a professional gardener, because it's just filled, it's packed with ingredients, and it's packed with backed by science, the kind of ingredients that our plants need in order to survive and thrive and give us the best displays possible. It doesn't matter what you're growing either, whether you're planting seeds, whether you're planting our fruit trees or our patio standard roses, anything from seeds through to trees, we say, and anything in between you can put into here. Yeah. Just the ericaceous loving ones, obviously get the ericaceous compost, your azaleas, rhododendrons, camellias, blueberries, those sorts of things. But everything else will live such a happy life in this premium quality professional compost. And we don't just give it that title so that it sounds better than it is. It genuinely started its life as professional compost. It was the nursery compost. It wasn't available for you and me to be able to buy, to use, to plant our plants in. But gradually, we made it available.
We did.
And it is the best-selling product, I believe, here at YouGarden.
It is. I mean, no
honestly,
doubt about it.
The amount of this that is sold. And it's always made regularly. It's not sat in pallets and bags for months on end. It's made regularly, ready to be sent out to you.
And I just like getting my compost delivered.
I do.
I'm not going to lie to you. Occasionally I've had to buy compost from the garden centre or from one of the big sheds when I've run out. And it is a hassle, it is a pain driving there, you know, getting the trolley, going outside where the compost is, in the rain, picking up those wet bags and then dumping them on your trolley, and then wheeling the trolley to the checkout, and then there's a big queue, and then you go to your car and you load the compost into your car, and then one of the bags splits, you've got compost stuck in the boot of your car. It's all a palaver. We deliver it free of charge to your door, of course, as well. And even if you've already placed an order today, maybe you bought the bare root standard roses, for example. If you now want to come back and buy some compost, if you place this as a separate order, you'll still get a free gift, of course.
You will indeed.
Yeah, you will get your bulbs with every single separate order today. So do bear that in mind. If you've already placed an order but you just want to buy some compost now, you will get a second lot of free bulbs as well. But let's just very quickly break down the compost, what's in it. So you always like to start with fertiliser, don't you?
I don't know why. I just think, well, I find a green ball, I'll talk about it. Yeah, there's a green ball in here. Well, there's not one. There's lots of them.
Yeah. Yes.
There are many green balls inside here,
dear.
which is the slow release fertiliser.
Our slow release fertiliser, there you go, Bex.
That's going to feed your plants for a good 5 or 6 months once you first plant them out in there. Really important, because that's going to feed your plants as and when they need it. You'll keep feeding with the, the liquid fertilizer. Can you see how many of those? As I'm running through it, look, you can see all those little balls.
There's a lot.
There's loads of them. So yeah, great to have a slow release fertilizer, a wetting agent, lime to balance out the pH, which is what turns this into a compost for you to use for absolutely everything. You don't have to worry about picking the right number on the bag. It's really complicated. You can use this for so many things. We've got 3 different types of peat in here that it's been reduced over the years. It's less than 50% of the volume of it, because obviously there's environmental issues there, but it has been reduced and then replaced with other amazing ingredients. The composted wood fibre, and I do always like to point this out, and this is why I'm running my hands through it constantly. It is so well composted. There are no big chunks of sticks and things in
so
here.
true.
It's really, really good quality, and you've done it in the past. You've bought a maybe cheaper bag, but it's a false economy, because you're just paying for all those great big lumps that you end up picking out and throwing away anyway. What else have I missed? Slow release fertiliser, peat, wetting agent, lime.
Composted wood fibre.
Composted wood fibre, that's all of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so this is, honestly, it's all backed by science as well. It's not just, put a bit this in, put a bit that in. It's backed by science and proven to give your plants the best life.
And what I really appreciate with it is the consistency. I must have opened up hundreds of bags over many, many years.
Yeah.
Always the same. Always brilliant. You never open up and think, what's changed? Sometimes, I don't know, it seems to me that other suppliers, sometimes the different months of the year, sometimes the different pallets, there's variation in them.
Absolutely, this is consistent every single time, made to that specific recipe. So whether you're buying now or you're buying again, in the springtime or in a year's time, you should always get that amazing consistency with this.
But it is worth that extra money. And I was breaking on the price earlier. I know we're not the cheapest, but nowadays, for 50 litres, I think your average garden centre charges about £9 for 50 litres. That's £18. So we are more, but we do deliver. So remember, that delivery is included in the price. And your free gift with this compost and everything else today is worth £9.99. Personally, we'd pay more.
Oh, happily.
Because look, these are gorgeous bulbs. You're going to get 15 of the tulips and 15 of the crocus. That's your free gift with every order, as long as you use the code YGTV47. But I think that is a spectacular selection of bulbs, isn't it?
It's a spectacular
Gorgeous.
selection. So you can take that price off there, and if you're a club member, obviously, you can take your 10% off there
of course,
as well.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we do become incredibly competitive. But it's not just about the price, is it? It's very much about the quality when it comes to the compost. It's not one of those things that you want to scrimp on. Actually, the thing that your plants are going to live in and feed off, that is the important bit.
So I hope you get that today, and make sure you pop in that code and you'll get your free gift, of course, as well. 100-125 is your item number. I'm still looking.
I'm coming.
I keep looking, Bex, at the Viola pumpkin. I think the colour of these is absolutely gorgeous. And every time I see these in the potting shed, they just put a smile on my face. And we are doing a double up deal today, so 10 plants for £9.99, or you can go for 20 for just £14.99.
Yeah.
And again, these have been grown so well. The root systems that are already there are just so advanced and developed. Look at those,
Oh, this needs
look at that. Straight out of the packaging there. and you've got really, really healthy white roots and lots of them.
Healthy white roots. Yeah, absolutely. These are totally garden ready, and that's, it does what it says on the description. They are ready for you to plant out into your garden. You don't need to pot them on or anything like that. Just get them planted out.
Yeah.
Top of your baskets, brilliant, because these are nice compact. We're only talking maybe 15 centimetres height. These aren't a trailer, so they want to go on the top of the hanging basket. If you want to put them into your pots, you can do. If you want to put them into borders, you can do. We definitely think that the colour blocking that you could create with this particular collection would look amazing, because I was just showing you there, but that's your 20 plants there. So if you want to get 10, by all means, just buy 10. But we definitely recommend going for that double up deal and maybe doing a bit of colour blocking. Pots just with the viola pumpkin in, or a particular area of the border just with the viola pumpkin. Winter colour right now, flowering all the way through till probably May time.
And I think when the winter days are really dull and grey, sometimes you do need bright colours, don't you?
Oh, yes.
And they really
And in
will
that
pop.
winter sunshine, can you imagine? Those are going to be illuminated, aren't they?
Hey, and when your bulbs start to come through, things like your narcissi, your purple crocus.
Oh, yeah.
They look amazing. A lot of you did get free crocus bulbs a few weeks ago, didn't you? So if you haven't planted them yet, put them in pots with those violas and they'd look pretty amazing,
Yeah,
I
and
think.
they'll pop up next to them in the springtime,
Yeah,
won't
because a lot of the crocus were white and purple, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they'd look amazing with those as well. But it is a double up deal, as Beck said, 2 for £14 and £98. Now, loads are going for the lavender. I'm not surprised, $3.99. I'll be honest, we don't want you to pay the postage. I mean, it's $4.99, it's still good. But you know what, if you can, say even if you're buying this with a compost, buy this, well, you did with one other thing, wouldn't you? Or buy 4.
Bay, the fern collection for $9.99. And there's a few different items on here that are very, very cost effective. And so if you can get your basket up to that £30 mark, if you can afford to do that, then it's definitely worthwhile in order to knock that postage off. But I do know, Stuart's telling us a few people have just bought the lavender and paid the postage, which is great. Actually, you're still getting great value on there.
Yeah, when you think about it, even if you were just buying, say, the lavender and paying the postage, you get the free bulbs anyway.
You get the free bulbs.
So it's still a really good deal.
Still a great deal.
So I bought the lavender from YouGarden. I planted it exactly 3 years ago, and I'd say each piece now is, I'd say 1.5 feet wide.
Yeah, they do seem to establish quite quickly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
So that's mine. And I think there's 18 in that border.
You'll spread them out, so when you first plant them, it will look sparse, won't it? Because
they did.
they're going to spread by probably 2 feet each plant, so it is going to look a bit sparse. But honestly, probably within a season, they will fill out and they will create that beautiful border for you.
So they like a sunny spot. They actually survive in relatively poor soils.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so
you don't have to worry too much about it, and you don't have to keep watering them constantly either, because they're drought tolerant. So they're really handy plant to have.
The one thing I will say is they don't like to be in a really wet, cold site.
No, probably not. No, mine are in sunny, so it's sunny in the morning, shade in the afternoon. I very rarely water them. I think I did when we had that really hot summer two years ago. But other than that, I pretty much leave them to get on with them.
But sunny, well drained, and they'll be fine. If your soil isn't particularly well drained, because that border actually it was a little bit clay, I just put a lot of gravel in as I dug the hole.
Oh yeah, very good.
Just to give them a bit of drainage. But honestly, apart from that, I've done very little. And you prune yours?
I do mine about October. Somewhere in October.
Just when they flower.
Essentially, once the flowers have gone over, I find you can prune them. And actually, if you do it a little bit earlier, you can get a little bit of new growth on there before the cold winter, before the cold months come. And that's really good. And I just trim it back to the new growth. Don't go too far into the woodiness, otherwise it won't come back. So just where the new growth is, shears, and then you get that lovely mound going on.
But you will not have to worry about that for quite a while with those. But amazing value at 510-319. Buy one, get one free at $3.99. We haven't gone over here, have we? We've got some lovely bulbs.
Still got more. We've got loads.
Yes.
Still got more to show you in the last 23-ish minutes.
So, is it too late to plant bulbs?
No.
Definitely not.
No, it's not.
No.
Absolutely no. You can.
No.
No, honestly.
Absolutely not.
I think a lot of people do think, oh, it's November, I can't do it now. No, you absolutely can. We're not into the ground being completely solid and frostbitten or anything. The ground is still in a really good condition. And particularly if when we're planting tulips, you don't want to do those too early. November is the perfect time to be doing those. And as Shaun tells us, you've planted bulbs in January before.
I did.
And they're still brilliant.
It was last year. It was
last
because
year?
I was going on a holiday. Remember now, I was going on a holiday mid-January and I had all these bulbs still lying around. I was like, right, I'm just going to
You might as well plant them and
I did.
see what happens.
And do you know what? And I didn't even do it with that much care because I was rushing.
I've done them in December before. I haven't quite got into January, but I've done them in December and it's been fine.
I mean, we're not recommending, we're not saying, please plant your bulbs in January. No.
But now is still a good time.
It's a great time.
Yeah. Now,
So what do you get in the collection, Bex?
And we're calling it the summer flowering collection, but really it should be called the spring and summer flowering
Yeah, 'cause
collection.
it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Apologies for the title there. But yeah, you're getting 150 bulbs included in here. So value for money, first of all, is amazing. But what you're getting is successional flowering going on, because we're going to start with the muscari, the grape hyacinth, 20 of those included, flowering around March to April time, and reaching about 20 centimetres in height. You know how much I love a grape hyacinth. Reminds me of my nan's house. You get a carpet of them because they're quite vigorous. They will naturalise and they're very tidy. They seem to pop up and then just disappear. They tidy up.
I love them too. They're great and easy.
And it's so easy. And then we move on to the anemones. These are going to, look at those. And it's that lovely colour mix that we love, isn't it? Those purples and creams and whites and things. Yeah, lovely. You get 40 of those. Now, they are slightly shorter, so we're only talking maybe 15 centimetres in height, which I think is why we've got 40 of those, because you're going to want to plant, multiples of those together. March, April, May time is when those are going to come out for you. And then we've got the sky-high tulips. This is an interesting one, sky-high. These can reach 80, 90 centimetres in height. Wow, I would love to have a go at growing those. Never tried those, and I think those are fantastic. So you get a mixture of colours in there as well. Now we move on to the Ixia. You're going to get 40 of those. These are going to flower sort of May...
Oh, they're nice, aren't they?
May, June time, yeah, May, June.
I've never grown those.
I don't think I've grown Ixia either.
I haven't.
They're really, really pretty though. I love the colour mix that you're getting there with those gold and yellow tones in there too. So yeah, May, June time, reaching about 50 centimetres. And then we've got the allium, the spherocephalon, which are also known as the drumsticks. So July, about July time, these are going to flower for you, which is slightly later for alliums actually. A lot of them are a bit earlier. And these are going to reach about 80, 90 centimetres in height, and you're getting 40 of those included as well.
A great collection though, isn't it?
It's a lovely collection.
And it works out £15 pence each. Not £15 each. That would be a bit pricey.
That'd be too much.
15 pence each.
Yeah, really good value for money, particularly considering they're going to come back. They'll naturalise and come back for you every single year.
Now, something else that's been really popular over the past few weeks. A lot of you are buying these for Christmas gifts, and it is our mushroom growing kits. And what I really love about this, we've read through the instructions. They're so clear and easy, aren't they?
So clear and easy. I've started growing mine.
Oh, yes, you've started yours, haven't you? Yeah.
I'm excited because the other day, I did a little video. I'll put it in my stories on Instagram if you do follow me. And I just started seeing around the edge of the container just this sort of white fuzzy thing happening, which I think is the start of the mushrooms actually coming, which is so exciting. So if you do want to join me on my mushroom growing journey, I am Bex with an X Edwards, my garden on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll keep you posted up there. And Shaun here,
I will be watching.
If you want to follow Shaun as well, it's SHAUN Ryan, presenter and plant man on Instagram and Facebook too. So join us because we love sharing those journeys.
Yeah, we do. So I've never grown mushrooms. Never ever.
Neither have I. And I'm growing them now.
I'm getting this. No, they won't be watching, so I'll get away with it. I'm getting one of these for my nieces because they like mushrooms, but they're not really into gardening. But I'm thinking, well, it might just get them started.
I love it. It's a lovely self-contained kit. It comes with that little sleeve around it. It comes with the instructions included. It's so simple. All we're going to do is we're going to take this part of the container. That is your colonised compost in there. We're going to put it on a windowsill somewhere warm, 20 to 25 degrees. somewhere not shady, but you also don't want direct sunlight on there either. And then we're going to wait until it starts forming this white mycelium on there, as it is now. Once it gets to this stage, and that takes about 4 or 5 days, we're going to take the topsoil, poke loads of holes in the bag, soak it in half a litre of water. Then we're going to put the topsoil on top of the colonised compost in here, put the lid back on the container, put it somewhere warm again, 20 to 25 degrees, somewhere with a decent amount of light, and then we're going to wait about a week, about 8 days. That's the stage I'm at. Then you start seeing the growth coming around the edge. It starts appearing around the edges first, and then it's going to start filling out into the rest of the container as well. And you are going to be able to grow and pick your own mushrooms. And you not only get 1 crop of mushrooms, you can get up to 3 crops of mushrooms from this.
Wow.
You're not going to pick the small ones. You just want to pick the fully formed, the big ones. Take hold of the top, twist and pull. You have a mushroom that you can eat. I'm excited about this one.
I think that would make a fabulous gift, don't you?
Yeah.
I really, really do. Now, we have got 2 sizes available on the website.
We have.
The smaller one, which is the 3 litres, is $9.99 on the website. There's a bigger one, which is 7.5 litres for $14.99. And that one is $161,139. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more mushrooms from the bigger kit, but both contain exactly the same things. And I think if you are buying it as a Christmas gift for children, what they'll really like is how easy it is to grow your mushrooms, but also the journey is quite a short journey. So from actually starting the process to picking your mushrooms, it's only about 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, I think so.
Because children can be impatient, can't they?
Yeah, and you get within 2 weeks, I've got instant results going on there. I'm starting to see the mushrooms growing. So that's, even for me, that's dead exciting.
And I think, because obviously children are always on the phone. Well, a lot of children use the phones a lot, I should say.
Of course they do.
As do adults. Mm-hmm. But I bet they'll film a lot of the journey as well, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
And if you are buying it as a Christmas gift, just keep it somewhere cool and dark till Christmas time, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that's great. I think that's really exciting. So I'm going to try and get my nieces into gardening. That's a little prod in the right direction. Now, we did mention we have got a very, very unusual rose for you next. I don't know where to start with this one.
It's amazing, isn't it? Look at the colour combination, first of all.
I have never, ever seen a rose like that.
I love it.
Isn't it incredible?
I think it's absolutely gorgeous, very unique, very unusual, and actually every single flower, every single rose flower that you get on here is going to be unique.
They're all different, yeah?
They're all different, yeah, because what's happened here is it's called the jumping gene, and that's what creates the bi-colour that you're getting on here. So actually what you can have on a plant is, you could get some that are all yellow, you could get some that are all orange, and then you could get some that are all mixed colours like this. But also each one, because of that jumping gene, it's going to be completely unique, which is really, really incredible.
That's really unusual,
It's
isn't
so
it?
unusual. It's such a novelty flower for us to have in our gardens. It definitely wants a bit of sunshine, as we've been keep saying about roses, they definitely want, we say full sun. By full sun we mean at least 5 or 6 hours of the day needs to be in the sunshine. But you're going to get clusters of these beautiful flowers. And it's a floribunda as well, which we know to be more disease resistant than others. And obviously we've got clever breeding going on, which we know makes them more disease resistant as well.
And you just get masses of flowers.
Loads of them.
Yeah.
It's June, July, August, September.
That's so unusual. It's just so cheery and bright, isn't it?
Now,
it will arrive as a bare root, and as we mentioned earlier, bare root roses really easy to grow. Give them a good soak for a few hours before you plant them. You can put them in pots, just use our compost. If they're going in the ground, dig a nice big hole, at least twice the depth of the actual roots on there. Pop some mycorrhizal if you can, or some bloodfish and bone. Make sure the bottom of the hole, the soil is loose as well. Break that down just so the roots can go in there. Backfill and just make sure it's well watered even during the winter months. You don't want it to dry out. Oh yes, and people often say, where do I plant it? How deep?
Yeah, I asked Dan this yesterday.
Did he know?
No. Well, the thing is, unless you know, you would automatically, I think, plant to there. I think, that's what you would think is where it needs to go to. But actually, we want this union that you can see here. This needs to be below the soil surface.
It's about that.
So I'm probably going to go to about there that you want to go to. Don't go to here. You want to go to here. You kind of want to protect this bit, which I think is why it goes underneath the soil surface.
And that is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so easy
they are
to
easy.
do.
They
It's
are
so
easy
easy.
to do.
I mean, if you can plant a potted plant out, you can plant a bare root. There's not much difference between the two things.
And I actually think planting a bare root is easier because if you buy a fully established rose in a big pot, you've then got to dig a massive hole to get that in there, which is hard work. With that, you're digging obviously a smaller hole to some degree.
Yep.
But what an interesting rose, Bex.
I love it.
I do.
Really do. I think it's very, very different.
And that is 530249. Now, we've also got a brilliant offer on our Narcissus. These are the miniature collection. And you can either go for 35 for £9.99 or double up 2 for £14.98. I love the miniature daffodils, and you've got so many different varieties here. I just think they really lend themselves towards pots and hanging baskets and smaller gardens. A lot of people have got smaller gardens, of course,
definitely.
nowadays.
Window boxes is a good one as well, because I don't think
course.
you'd necessarily put taller daffodils into window boxes. They'd be too big, wouldn't they? I've planted mine, so I had a bag of 100 of the Narcissus tete-a-tetes, so all the same variety, but I planted mine as drifts through the lawn, because at that time of year, you're not really onto mowing the lawn yet, so mine are going to look, and I did it in a previous house, it looked beautiful with the daffs growing through the lawns. But you're getting 35 of them included in that one bag, but if you double up, you're going to get 70, and I think with this, you're definitely going to want to double up, because 70 of the miniature daffodils, they're going to, you'll find a space for those, no matter the size of your garden.
I just think they're so cute. And so if you've got pots, hanging baskets, rockeries, fronts of beds and borders, they are going to look magnificent. There's some really nice ones in there, isn't there?
Yeah, really good. I think that's the Rip Van Winkle, the ones that you just saw.
Yeah, there's
the
some
fluffy
like
head
unusual ones.
Yeah, there's some really good varieties in there.
And we are doing a double up deal today, £9.99 or 2 lots for just £14.98. And then just really quickly, just wipe this out of the studio. Bex was out in the nursery yesterday looking at the fatsias, and there were hundreds all lined up, and they were all pretty much identical, weren't they?
They really were. They look beautiful.
Well, in fact, let's have a look at what you were filming yesterday with our fatsia.
So we've come into the nursery, just have a little look at where the fatsia are living. This is one of my absolute favourite plants. I adore this. There's something about the variegation on the leaves that just really excites me. This is an evergreen plant. It always looks luscious and beautiful. It can grow quite big as well. If you want this to fill a border, it can at ultimate height reach about 2.5 metres height and spread as well. I love that you're getting all of the different patterns on those leaves. I love that it can actually cope with a bit of a shady spot as well. It's going to want a little bit of sunshine if you want that variegation, but if you've got a part shady spot, this is going to be beautiful. Doesn't it feel like you're on your holidays with this one? It's gorgeous. Absolutely one of my faves.
Just so lovely to see the quality there.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? I love taking a little wander in the nursery.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
But we're going to go back urgently to our viburnum, which you've absolutely loved today. It is remarkable, and so I nearly bought it a couple of weeks ago, and then today I decided definitely, and I'm buying 2. I'm definitely going for 2 of these, and hopefully there'll be 2 left by the end of the show. I'm really hoping so.
It's been really popular though, hasn't it?
It's
today?
been really popular. So £29.99, you've got a £10 saving. Try and buy one other item, then you'll get free delivery as well. So even if you just went for the lavender, for example, pop that in your basket, that will take it over £30, you will get free delivery. I'm going to say, if you're buying 2, I would still do 2 separate orders.
Yes.
I would.
Yeah, why not? If you did this and
get 4
added
lavender.
your lavender in, takes you over the £30, so you don't have to pay postage, plus you get your free bulbs, and then you did it again, brilliant. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. That's what I'd do, because you're going to get a free gift with every individual order. So if you go for that and they buy one get one free lavender, you get free postage and you get your bulbs. Do that twice and you're absolutely sorted. A lot of you have actually done that as well. So let's talk about this viburnum. So I've got a viburnum in my garden. It's been there years. It's one of the plants that did survive when we built a new house there. But it's lovely, but it's kind of like it does its own thing, and it's just rambling in the back of the garden. But when you get a standard viburnum, oh my word, they look spectacular. And I've just come back from Harrogate. I spent a couple of days in Harrogate. Saw these Becks. Now, they've got shorter stems than ours, but don't they look amazing when they're
I
shaped
think
like
they're
that?
so beautiful. Absolutely. These are gorgeous. And you very rarely find the standard form. You know, they're just not available that often.
No.
And I think it's because of the amount of time and work and effort that needs to be put into them. It's, you know, it takes a skillful plant person to be able to create
It really
that.
does.
And these are going to, I mean, those are absolutely beautiful.
God.
And you will get a similar display from this. It's about 80 centimetres tall. It will potentially grow to about 1.5 meters in height at full, you know, once it's grown to full maturity. But you'll get that beautiful ball shape on the top here as well, which is going to be really easy to look after. You're going to prune it a little bit in order to maintain that shape. But you will get berries, you will get flowers, you will get fragrance, and you'll get all of this on the plant at the same time. Plus it's evergreen, so you'll always have something to look at with this.
And I'm going to honestly have one at either side of my front door for Christmas. I'm going to cover them with little twinkly lights. I'm going to dress the pots up a bit with some hessian and ribbons and things like that, and I think they're going to look amazing. But what I love is that after Christmas, see, I think I love holly, but sometimes it gets to January, you just don't want to see that holly there because it reminds you of Christmas and you kind of want to move on. Whereas this, all year round, the foliage is going to look great, but the flowers will last 7 months of the winter, won't they?
I agree with you, and I love the idea of the pear either side. You know how much of a fan I am of that. I've got the holly standards, they're outside the front door at the moment, but yeah, after Christmas I remove those.
Yeah.
They go in the back garden somewhere where I can't see them because I don't want to look at holly throughout the rest of the year.
It's daft, isn't it? But
No, but it's true, I get it. So I've got lots of things that I switch out as my pairing to put either side of a doorway, and this could absolutely be another one of those.
Now, if you do want them, I'm not just saying it, there's not a huge amount left now, and I really mean that. And obviously, a lot of orders do come through between now and Sunday. We are back on Sunday. So if you want it, we are having now, you are going to have to be quick. We're only talking about 30 odd of these now, so we are really, low on stock. I'm not being funny, but a lot of our plants, we can say we've got 1,000 of those.
Yes, yeah. Not this one, I'm
2,000 of
afraid.
those,
Not
800
this
of
one.
those, but we are down to just 30-something of those. And obviously a lot of orders do come in at the end of the show as well. But they are spectacular. A lot of work has gone into growing and grafting those. 80 centimetres in terms of height. And I just think something really special. You don't see standard viburnums very often.
You just don't, honestly. I mean, I've seen the bush form quite a lot, but as a standard, I just don't, you don't see them in the nurseries. You don't see them in gardens. It just doesn't happen.
And actually, Bex, I've just, fair enough, we talked about joining up with QVC next year. I've got quite a few shows on QVC. And when I was last there, Michael Perry, one of the garden experts there, he'd been down to our nursery. And do you know what? That's one of the things he commented on. He said, you've got some really great standards at the nursery. And we have, we've had, he may have just meant high standards in terms of our horticulture. No, but he did mean that, but he also meant we've got some great standard trees, and this is one of them. So you are going to have to be a bit quick on that. If you're going to buy a second one or buy a pair, do it now. 510191 29.99. Don't forget you get free postage when you spend over £30, and every single order today will get the free gift of the spring tulips and the crocus, but you do need to use that code YGTV47. Without that code, you will not get your free gift and you will not get any of the extra promotions. Also popular, we've dropped the price of our choice here to $11.99 today, and it's a really gorgeous choice here called White Dazzler. Many reasons to go for this variety. It's known for its prolific flowering, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's one of the most prolific flowering varieties of Choicea in actual fact. There's a few varieties you can get, but if you want flower power from your Choicea, this is definitely the one to go for. It's also known as the Mexican orange blossom.
Yes.
Because the blossom that you get on here, which is prolific, it covers the plant. It actually has a beautiful orange citrus scent to it as well.
It does smell like orange blossom.
It is beautiful, really, really lovely.
When this is flying in springtime, honestly, it's just a ball of white.
Ball of white, indeed. And you might get a second flourish from this as well, by the way. So yeah, about April, May time, you'll get the flowers, but then you'll hopefully get them again sort of late summer, sort of August, September time as well. Maybe it's slightly less flowers, but you'll still get a second flourish of these. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. So bear in mind that it's a proven performer, plus it comes to you with the the Winter Hardy stamp from us, which means it has that lifetime guarantee.
And at $11.99, amazing value. The fact that it is evergreen as well, it's going to really look nice all year round. Don't forget, if you are one of our many, many club members, you know, when you take the 10% off, things like the viburnum, you know, £3 off that one, another approximately $1.20 off this. The value is incredible. So if you're not a club member, I hope you do it today. On auto renewal, it's £5 for the year, and you can cancel at the end of the 12 months. But £5 a year would give you 10% off all the plants and accessories and so many more benefits as well.
Soon adds up once you start placing those orders.
We love being club members, don't we?
Yeah, totally.
And also, really quickly, you have loved our Hardy Fern collection. All fully winter hardy ferns, rather. The majority are evergreen. One of them is semi-evergreen, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But you are getting a beautiful collection here, because it's been really carefully curated and put together, this one, to give you, you know, a variety of textures, a variety of sizes, but also a variety of colours as well, because you're going to get those beautiful greens, but you'll also get silvers and purples and reds from those as well. And the reason I love these ferns, it's, you know, one of my top tips for the show is because it's such a problem solver. If you've got shady areas or slightly more damp areas, this is absolutely brilliant for it. You could plant them all together en masse and that would create a gorgeous display. Or as Shaun was saying earlier, you know, if you've got a gap in your borders, stick one of these in it. It will fill that gap beautifully, and because they are majority evergreen, they will be beautiful all year round.
Yeah, and some lovely colours in these as well throughout the seasons. But they're great value. They're working out £1.66 each.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
I've just planted some ferns, but you can never have too many ferns, I don't think.
Not in a shady area, that's for sure. and they will just fill in those awkward gaps. They really will. Because I know where there's a gap in my garden, you get weed.
That's it, yeah. So put something beautiful in there so you don't have the weeds.
And fully winter hardy as well. Now, we are nearly out of time. We are back on Sunday. We are live from 10 till 2. And
a couple of new things to bring in on Sunday.
Yes, we have.
We haven't shown you everything. Oh, and we're going to bring the best Christmas prices as well.
Yeah, we've got some really good prices on Christmas trees.
We're going to go a bit Christmassy, aren't we?
Yeah, so because Sunday
will be 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, Sunday will be like Christmas Eve.
4 weeks' time on Sunday will be Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So Christmas trees at lower prices this Sunday. We've got some great leads.
I need to get shopping.
Yes. But we are nearly out of time. Don't forget, free P&P on orders over £30, free gift with every order when you use the code YGTV47. But we're going to leave you with the details of the most affordable item on today's show, which is a buy one, get one free on our lavender, our English lavender, which I cannot emphasise enough is just such a good buy. And we both love lavender. We both got it in our gardens. And do you know what? Not only does it give you great colour throughout the summer, not only does it also attract the bees and butterflies, but it's just so easy to grow. Put it in a sunny spot, well-drained soil, even poor soils are fine for it, aren't they?
Yeah, totally. Poor soil. I mean, it wants a decent amount of sunshine. It'll cope with a little bit of shade, but you do want a bit of sunshine. But it's all about inviting that colour, that fragrance, and those wonderful pollinators into our gardens.
Well, we are sadly out of time.
What a
massive
shame.
thank you. I've really loved being back today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank
we did miss
Bex.
you. Sort of.
Yeah. Stood next to tall, handsome, hunky Dan. Back with me today, Bex. No, seriously, I missed doing the show yesterday, but we're both back this Sunday.
We are indeed, yeah.
So
for sure.
Hopefully join us on Sunday. Keep the orders coming up. If you want the viburnum, do it quickly. We haven't got many of those left at all. For myself, Shaun, and Bex Edwards, we'll see you live again on Sunday. Happy gardening.